Great show, everybody. Here we go.
If it matters to you, that's what I want to talk about. Are we ready in the booth? Let's do it. Well, it's Tuesday, and that means I'm continuing with the Dr. Phil Housewives. Now, we've seen the women living together under one roof in this house and really pushing each other's buttons. Now, today, we'll see the conclusion of the overnight experience. Plus, Jennifer gets mad at all the women about something that hits way too close to home. I confront Alana on her anger issues. Now, when people are angry, they're at their weakest. So pay close attention to what I say today and think about how you react when you get mad and what power you give away. I think everyone can learn a lesson from Alana's behavior. Now, here's what you need to know for today.
Previously on the Dr. Phil Housewives.
How are we all going to cook together in the same kitchen?
Push people around.
We had a plan, and our plan was called Operation Sabotage.
What did you pour in the broth?
We're busy cooking, lady. He said get it done. He didn't say how to get it done.
All right, time's up.
I would say based on everything I viewed, the purple team wins.
The person that seemed to have the worst reaction to losing the cooking competition was Alana.
Obviously, you don't know how to cook. I just really had to tell her, have you lost your damn mind?
Alana's going on about me. Hi, I heard my name.
If you really want to hear in the summary what I said about you, basically kiss my ass and lick. I don't have time for you. Cora L was drinking wine.
By the end of the night, she was getting more aggressive and then more depressed.
And there's nobody to protect me.
Crazier than the usual, Gloria.
We had to fill out like a survey of what irritates us about people.
Gloria refused to be a part of that.
No, I'm out of here. I'm not doing it.
She doesn't care what we think, so why doesn't she get her ass out here?
Why am I here? Why am I in this house with these women? Why? She's breaking us up as a group.
Because she's a classless, vulgar bitch.
Good morning, ladies. How are you guys doing? Come on up. It's rise and shine time. Rise and shine. It's time to get up. We are going to be doing a workout.
I'm not. Get off my back, Bob, please, with all due respect.
My name's not Bob. It's Ben.
I was stretching. I put my legs up on the counter because it's hip height. Kim walked in the room and insulted me for no reason.
Why do you put your feet on the counter? That's gross.
Why didn't you raise your kids properly, Kim? That's gross. The women resent that I don't always play by the rules. If I don't want to do something, I don't do it.
I'm actually glad Gloria's not here. I think you guys should have had a little yellow school bus pick her up with a stray jacket and take her to the psych ward.
All right, guys, here we go. All right, ladies, welcome to the Greek Theater. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be up and down the aisles, up and down steps. Now, there is a prize at the end. Whoever is able to go the furthest does not have to do 100 push-ups.
Ben, you're cruel. You're so cruel.
Hey, it's not about cruel, okay? It's about getting you into shape. Right now, we're going to do a few quick stretches. Keep the butt tight.
Okay.
Keep that back leg straight. Really feel that stretch come into the hamstring. After the stretching, I had them do a 10-minute run up and down the flights of stairs. Up, up, up. Let's go. Come on. Wait,
Ben, as a trainer,
you're doing a great job.
he's really hot. We're both married, but I get to look and enjoy and appreciate him.
We gotta burn calories, ladies. Let's go.
He's totally my type.
Great job.
No, seriously, if he were my trainer, I'd be there every day.
You can do this, Alana.
I'm pacing myself,
Push
but I don't
with
want
the
to
tush,
burn
girls.
out.
Push with the tush.
I think Ben's really hot and hot and hot. Maybe we could train each other.
Push through it. All the way up.
I think Ben is a class act, and I think that the way the women have talked to him, being a married man, is very disrespectful. No, I know it's all in fun, but he's a married man. You don't do that.
I know that she's really hurting about, her situation with her husband, but she can't be funny and relax and take a joke.
Rachel and Jen, you're doing a great job, but I want to see you push up the intensity, Alana. Let's go.
Oh, that's not going to happen, bud.
We're 2 minutes. 8 minutes left.
The workout was really hard and intense. I felt exhausted.
Do you do this to your mother?
Here we go.
I just don't work out in the morning.
Grandma, here I come.
You better not be talking to me, bitch.
Ooh, I'm catching up to Grandma.
You're doing a great job. Keep pushing. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. Alana, come on.
Oh, Lord, help me.
Every single step you take. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Man was a pain in my ass and my side. That damn whistle was getting on my nerve. I was to the point, he blow that whistle one more time, I'm gonna stick it and pull it out his throat. And you're getting on my nerve. You're making this worse than what it is.
Alana, she's got a lot of sass. You know, she will complain. She will give reasons why she can't do it. I pushed her hard, and, you know, I was in her face a couple of times, and I know that she got upset a little bit.
If he doesn't leave me alone, I'm gonna get mad.
Nice job, nice job. 10 seconds, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Look at her sprinting to the top, and stop. Everyone, come on back down. Great job. All right, guys, congratulations. Excellent work over there. Michelle was able to be the winner on that one. So, as I said, the winner of this one does not have to do 100 push-ups.
You know what? I'm done. I don't care. I'm not going to do it either way.
Here we go. Alana.
Just do it. You know, quit talking so much. You know, use that energy to just get your ass down there and do it.
So, what we're going to do right now, we're going to get into push-up positions.
Y'all quit whining.
I'll do it next time.
Alana, please join the group. Come on. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's count together. And push. 3. Let's go. Get it up. Get it up.
I think the other ladies did really well, except Alana when she was sitting out to the side. I didn't want her to give up, so she needs to get her butt in gear.
Oh my God, Alana, that's over. Get your ass over here. Get your ass over here.
We're gonna be here all freaking day.
Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Come on over here. Let's go.
I wish you would have came, though.
I'm a little lazy. Opt out this morning.
I know
I was
why.
hurt.
Oh, Lord.
I got upset because we were getting on, and I heard my name loud, and I thought you were talking smack about me.
Everybody's been saying your name.
You know what? It was actually an invasion of your privacy, and I apologize.
Well, thank you.
It was just instant, like, defensive, like, shh.
And you know,
we're like getting on. I'm giving her love hugs, and I thought you were in there, like, dogging me.
No, the cold part about it is, Gloria, soon as you did that, guess what everybody said? See, told you. You're the idiot. You should never trust her. I told you she's gonna burn you. She's gonna burn you. I cannot stand Gloria. She stresses me out. Her energy is all, excuse my French,
I found cards this morning, what they wrote about our friendship.
Those are my
Your cards were
Yes,
sitting
correct.
on the table, so I read them. I was absolutely blown away.
Yeah, I know.
They don't believe that I really love you.
No, and did I not say when we sat down there that we are good friends?
She defended you, but what's going on is actually they don't think you're really genuine. They think that you're draining her, like you're sucking the blood out of her.
They should read our texts, and we have gone out together, and like I'm very supportive with her.
This girl has a hard time saying anything bad about you, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I like you as a person, but I will speak my mind, whether you like it or not. So I'm gonna say bad things about it, I'm gonna say good things about you. But all I just wanna be, when I talk with you, so move forward and everything, we just be cordial to each other, respect each other. And that's all I want.
Talking bad about each other isn't respecting each other. I was hoping we could move past that.
A friend will tell you things you don't wanna hear, whether you like it or not.
And if you say it from love, right on. You're absolutely right.
The bone I have to pick with you is I really feel you're not participating in this. And the only thing I see is 5 of us are going to be walking away like this, and you're going to be back like, wait, guys, I missed out on this opportunity.
How am I not participating?
We are going to be doing a workout.
I'm not. I'm out of here. I'm not doing it.
You've been more a commentator, I guess, on the side, telling everybody about how they can fix their problems in their life, but you're basically a closed book now. You're cheating yourself out of a wonderful opportunity in life.
That's all I'm going to say.
But see, this is a wonderful opportunity for you. And it's a wonderful opportunity
You're going to be
for
successful, miserable, and still wondering, why am I single?
I don't feel like I'm gaining from this. I feel like the other women are getting promises that are being fulfilled, that are helping their lives. And I don't really see that anybody's doing much for me.
That's the one thing that I'm upset. Like, when I'm talking to you as a friend, you're just like, you don't want to talk about it. You're just like...
You're right. I don't...
Okay. Wow. Gloria is very confrontational. And then I was trying to talk, and it was like, right now I feel like I can't have an opinion with Gloria when she has her mindset on something. I've been the only one that's defended you through all this stuff.
I know, and I love you, Michelle.
Why are you being mean to me then?
Coming up.
You're in bed screaming for Adelia. Your children write you letters like that, and you say, I'm lost?
I feel sorry for your children. I think that they probably have to take care of you while you're drinking every night and probably on drugs. I have no idea what you're on, but you're like really losing it.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
One of the most shocking and possibly the dumbest things I have ever seen on the internet.
He let his best friend shoot him.
Was that dumb?
It was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life.
His parents say he's immature.
You've moved back home. How old are you?
26.
But he blames them for keeping him a kid.
Have you guys spoiled him?
I think the schools failed him. I think we did a good job.
Are y'all serious?
That's tomorrow. We now return to the Dr. Phil Housewives Get Real Tuesday.
I've been the only one that's defended you through all this stuff.
I know, and I love you, Michelle.
Why are you being mean to me then?
I'm not being mean.
Michelle, she's giving more to others than her own self. And Gloria's just drowning her. She doesn't see it. But I think today, when Gloria turned against her, she finally noticed something. She saw it.
It's constant, ongoing, what they wrote about me. And then to find cards where they're trying to tell you that my love for you isn't genuine.
Well, I never said...
That's mind-blowing.
Well, but the thing is, how come I didn't react so like, oh my God, I said, I don't believe it to be true. Sorry, I know that we're good friends.
To me, that is so, like, they're trying to sabotage a relationship that's important to me.
But it's not going to happen. It's
But
not going to
the
happen
intention behind it is so negative and so uncool to me. They don't know my feelings for you. They don't know how I support you on the outside, how you support me, how we have a real relationship. We talk every single day.
You know what? It's like I've been through a lot of too, you know? I'm tired. I have been Gloria's cheerleader because we are friends and I'm a very loyal, to the bone friend. But I'm not a pushover. I don't want you to be on the defense with me because I'm a friend. And so I don't know if you understood that last night I sat there for 3 hours trying to talk with you because I want the most for you. I don't want you to feel...
That wasn't lost on me.
No, I know. I just feel like sometimes you're really defensive about things I say, and it's like, I just want the best for you.
What?
I just want the best for you.
What defensive about what you've said?
If I'm your friend, I want you to have most of this experience. I just want you to be a part of it.
I'm on the defensive here.
I
Absolutely.
understand, but I still want you. I want you to surpass it all. I want you to just surpass it all, no matter what anyone says to you. I want you to hold your head high and just do all the stuff. I want you to be there.
I do hold my head high, but you know what?
I just want you to be there.
I'm not Superwoman. I'm a hurt little girl inside. And
I'm a hurt little girl inside, too.
I'm not saying
Big
you're not.
little girl.
I'm not saying you're not.
But do you want to stay at that?
I honor that in you. I was having a vulnerable moment, and Kim just looked over and gave the nastiest smile smirk. And it was just like pure evil, pure negative energy.
I just want you to be involved. I hate when you're not there.
She's not there, period.
Lost. You're in bed screaming for Adelia. Your children write you letters like that, and you say, I'm lost?
I feel sorry for your children. I think that they probably have to take care of you while you're drinking every night and probably on drugs. I have no idea what you're on, but you're like really losing it. You should probably get drug tested. Or mentally tested. I think you're mentally challenged.
Why does she keep bringing up the past?
Because she's crazy. I think that Gloria is manipulative, and I think that Gloria is just gonna like hurt Michelle. She's starting to see the real Gloria that we all know and can't stand.
You out of bed. Look here. You out of bed, yeah. She has nothing to say.
At least I'm improving myself. What are you doing, crazy?
A woman that hasn't gotten out of bed in 8 years, and quite frankly, I think is addicted to more things than she's being honest about, is telling me that she feels sorry for my children.
What are you doing?
I'm going home. I need that abuse when she's crazy.
What'd she say?
She basically just said to me everything she is.
Why do you care? You know who you are.
What am I supposed to do?
I know who you
just
are.
sit there and like laugh?
Who cares? I don't care if someone.
I'm sitting there crying and she's laughing and shaking her head. That's ugly. It's ugly and it's evil and it doesn't, this is not the energy that I want to vibrate at. Birds of a feather flock together. I don't want to flock with her. I love you, Michelle, and I'll talk to you anytime.
It's very stressful for me. I just want you to be a part of it. It makes me really sad, like honestly. I want her to enjoy this experience here. I want it to be good for her. I want her to be open to it. I want her to understand that in between all the crap that, you know, to get to A to Z, you don't just go A to Z.
I can't do this.
Why?
I can't do
You're
this.
stronger than this, though.
No, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired too. I've been through a lot. We've all been through a lot. I'm not comparing. Everybody has their own issues. I want everybody to do their best, get help. I just want to be surrounded by loving people.
I think
I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I don't want to leave you here, but I can't do it. Fine. I'm missing an opportunity. I'm a loser. I'm a quitter. Whatever. I don't care.
You're not going to quit, number one, because I'm not going to let you.
Not doing this.
No, I'm not going to let you quit.
Anymore.
I don't think she listens to me. I think she's discrediting that I have some intelligence to offer and I have some insight. And so it was hurting me that she wasn't really listening to anything I said. So it was just like, what's the point? What's the point of me talking? I said, fine, do what you want to do. I just want you to be happy.
I know. And me too. You know what? Maybe part of the process is for them to just find their power in hating me and
No.
whatever. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I know that it's just become too painful for me.
Okay. Bye.
I love you. Don't be mad at me.
Bye. I'm so sad right now.
It's just painful for me to be here.
Well, I'm
And you know what? Life's filled with pain. Sometimes you get to choose when you're in it, and sometimes you don't. And this one's a choice. I don't need to feel this pain. I'm perfect when I leave this house. Bye.
Bye.
I don't need this. I have people in my life that love me, that support me, that forgive me when I do something wrong. Why be here? Why do this? Why be insulted incessantly by these women?
Coming up.
How did you two get along, in your opinion, during the sleepover?
Is it true that you're finally coming around to hating me?
We now return to the Dr. Phil Housewives Get Real Tuesday.
Over the course of just one night, these housewives really managed to get under each other's skin. There was laughter, tears, fighting drama, and even some sabotage. Now, I met with the women 1 week after moving out of the house to talk about what they learned about each other, and more importantly, what they learned about themselves. Well, when I saw you last, we sent you off to all spend the night together.
Wow, what a night.
I heard you got caught in a little drama during that night.
Yeah, unexpected drama.
Let's take a look at this.
My team, the green team, we had a plan. And our plan was called Operation Sabotage. Put garlic salt in some sauce that was on the stove. We turned it up and down. We tried to hide the knives. We tried to move the pots. We hid their vinegar. And guess what? We still didn't damn win.
No, what did you pour in that broth?
We're busy cooking, lady.
Poured something in
Maybe
there.
something fell from the sky.
No, that's probably the oil.
Thank you. It's probably the oil. You're right.
And Alana tried to put garlic powder in our vegetable broth. They were trying to sabotage us. So the green team was going crazy looking for a garlic crusher. And so I just opened the drawer and I found it. And I put it right down my shirt.
Where the garlic press? I gotta find a garlic press.
That was my getting even.
Oh my God, did I ask you?
I did tell you.
At the end.
At the end, I did tell you. I did tell them.
Who hid the vinegar?
I didn't do that.
Gloria?
I was shopping. I did not do that.
When Jennifer and Rachel saw that there was a sabotage going on with the cooking contest and they automatically blame me, no big surprise. They want me to be a villain.
they want to dislike me.
And Michelle, I have to say, was the only one who came up to and congratulated us after we won.
Congratulations, you guys.
So I think that she's the only one that has really the class, you know, from the three of them.
Who did you choose to be on your team?
I didn't actually choose. I didn't have a choice.
She got forced.
You actually did choose them.
No, well, I set myself up because I was at the end of the line, and the first three people said, "Oh, I got each other."
Well, all right, let's see how it really happened. The clock is ticking starting now. 5 minutes. Divide up your team.
Okay, us three. I know what I'm watching. They already picked.
Us three.
No, I grabbed, I was like, oh, and they already had their three, but here we go.
So you did have a strategy.
Yeah.
So you did choose them.
Yeah. Keep your enemies even closer. I thought she could cook, and I was
wait a minute, but which lie are you telling? You say, no, I didn't choose them, I got them by default. Then you said, well, I did choose them because keep your enemies closer. Did you choose them or did you not?
I got them by default. That's, you didn't see the whole scene. But then in my head, I'm like, okay, keep your enemies even closer. Working with Gloria and Michelle was like worse than working for Hurricane Katrina. Lazy women, lost in the kitchen. Damn, if they can't survive in the kitchen, I don't think they can survive in the bedroom.
So, how was Ben as a trainer?
Good. He was amazing. Yeah.
Pain in the butt.
He was okay.
I liked him.
Pain in the butt.
No comment.
Well, let's look at this clip.
I knew it.
Oh, no.
I think Ben's, good-looking guy, good trainer. I think he's really hot and hot and hot.
Rachel, Michelle, Alana, and myself all mentioned that how hot Ben was, the personal trainer. And Jennifer, she said that it was offensive that we all said that to a married man.
I think Ben is a class act, and I think that the way the women have talked to him, being a married man, is very disrespectful. No, I know it's all in fun, but he's a married man. You don't do that.
I know that she's really hurting about, her situation with her husband, but she can't be funny and relax and take a joke.
So, you're sensitized to that?
Oh, extremely.
Because of what happened with your husband, obviously.
I thought it was disrespectful to his wife who wasn't there, and he made it clear he had a wife and he had a baby on the way. And it's fun, all's fun, da-da-da-da, but it gets to a point where it's too much.
How did you two get along, in your opinion, during the sleepover, Gloria and Michelle?
I thought we got along good.
I think that Michelle is a huge support. I can understand it gets exhausting for her to have to defend her friendship and defend me endlessly. So I understand you get beaten down by that, but I felt like she, really stepped up to the plate and was trying to console me when I was upset. I mean, I think in the morning she was exhausted.
A little bit of an argument.
And I just think that, it was getting frustrating for both of us. But
right.
So what's the truth?
I think I kind of snapped because, I wanted her to participate in working out and sharing those cards, and you didn't do any of it.
Gloria, in my eyes, is a goodwill case. You have to give and give and give. But I'll be honest with you, if you do give the goodwill, it's tax deduction. But in this case, with Michelle and Gloria, there's no satisfaction at the end of the rainbow.
is it true what Kim said, that you're finally coming around to hating me?
Coming up.
Michelle has free will. I think you guys think I'm not smart enough to make my decision.
Does Gloria pull Michelle away from all of us? Thank you.
We now return to the Dr. Phil Housewives Get Real Tuesday.
Is it true what Kim said, that you're finally coming around to hating me?
No, I don't feel like that way.
Hate.
Yeah, I think it's so strange that the women are so critical of Michelle and I's relationship.
No, I don't think anyone can influence how I feel about any of you, but it is hard on me. I've had a lot of anxiety over it. It's like a total feud.
Well, you spend half your time defending her when she brings a lot of stuff on herself, and people wanted to.
I tend to do that when I have a friend. I'm very loyal.
I just want to say that I've actually told Michelle that if it feels too much of a burden for her to be my friend, that I completely understand that if this is taking away from her process. Michelle
told me she's exhausted with defending the friendship. Quite honestly, I think Michelle and I have a pretty equal relationship, but if she's feeling tired or exhausted or beaten down by the other women, then, you know, I'm not going to beg for somebody's friendship.
Seems like you're still manipulating her.
How am I manipulating Michelle?
I don't think that Kim is well in her thinking. I don't understand that woman, and I don't respect her. I mean, she accused me of heinous things. But since then, I just have decided that, you know, I can't get involved in what Kim thinks of me. It's ridiculous.
What's wrong with
No,
caring
that's
for
fine,
someone?
but I never heard anything about Michelle. Me.
Well, if you looked on that night, I mean, I was absent with her a lot, but I mean, I did participate.
You were absent the whole night.
Not true.
Michelle has free will.
I think you guys think I'm not smart enough to make my own decision.
Don't you feel like your time's wasted too? You give her 10 minutes of your time, then she comes down, then bam, she's gone again like a, okay, you watch your wording. I'm trying to work on my wording. You know, it's like, how many times is she gonna be on and off, hot and cold, hot and cold?
I've reacted back. I've said some things I'm not proud of. I've never gone below the belt. Man, I could go so below the belt. I know stuff that I would never harm them with.
You enable her to act that way because she gets.
I enable her.
Yeah, because when she acts like that, her reward.
Anyone's actions.
You think I'm acting like that so Michelle can come running
otherwise
after me?
she's with us and you get jealous and you always try to pull her towards you every single time. Does Gloria pull Michelle away from all of us? Thank you. So it's not just my perception.
Not intentionally.
The venom that's come from Kim lately, I can only surmise has to do with the fact that I suggested that she had some big issues to deal with, which were then admitted to. But since then, it's been daggers from her.
If Michelle chooses to come talk to me, she has free will. I'm not manipulating her.
I can't put my finger on what's really going on there unless they really want Michelle that bad and they see that I get a little bit more of Michelle's attention.
It's gotten to the point where I'll talk to Michelle after the show so I can have her one-on-one, but it's when we're here at the show, it's like, oh, Michelle, go with Gloria to get rid of her so we can all be happy.
Michelle's yours.
I mean, do you generally feel like you guys want to be around me, or is it more that you're mad that we're friends?
No, I'm not mad that you're her friend, but I think, especially on the overnight thing, I want to see more of, you being focused on you. And I mean, I know you guys are friends, and, outside, you know, if you guys hang out, that's fine. But I mean, when you're here, you should spend more time as a group, unless you don't want to be a part of it like her, you know?
Because we know you want to be a part of it.
Well, I am a part of that.
I for one, am glad that you two are friends, and I hope you continue to nurture that. One of the things we talked about last time was that you learn about yourself by observing yourself. What have you learned about yourself by what you have observed yourself do in this process and in your life since this process started?
Well, I observed a lot about myself. One thing that I used to be proud of was don't mess with me. It was just a defense mechanism. I'm not too happy about that. Coming off so tough and so strong. At one time I thought that's the way I should live my life because I won't get hurt again. And now that I'm actually seeing it, it's really not ladylike, and it's not the way to go.
One of the things that I know for sure is that when we are the most angry, we are at our weakest. Because in order to be angry, you have to have put on a victim hat. Somebody's doing something to me. I'm being victimized, and so I want to fight back. And the angrier you get, the more victim you have become.
I haven't got to that point. I know you guys are probably, oh my God, there's more to it. I can get a lot more angry.
Coming up.
You physically threaten people.
Who can put their foot? It's a figure of speech.
It is a figure of speech for physicality.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
One of the most shocking and dumbest things I have ever seen.
He refuses to grow up.
I think the schools failed him. I think we did a good job.
Are y'all serious?
That's tomorrow. We now return to the Dr. Phil Housewives Get Real Tuesday.
I have one thing to let you know, just I haven't got to that point. I know you guys are probably, oh my God, there's more to it. I can get a lot more angrier. I haven't got to that point. I've almost gotten to that point, but I've retracted and pulled myself back. There's a lot more to me. This is well composed. I'm being honest, because she would have been in a walker and a neck brace by now. Lord. This is well controlled.
I actually believe her.
These women don't actually have a clue of how upset I can really get. But on a scale of 1 to 10, they've only seen, I'd say, a 6.5. You know, a 6.5 earthquake, we tear up a little bit, but not a lot. Now, if they push me, a 10 magnitude, I'm setting up history. You know, like Godzilla, I tear the whole town down.
I want to help you observe yourself here. I made a tape. It's just some clips over the weeks of you in the anger mode. Let's take a look at this.
Why not her? I look forward to the day when someone tries to attack me that I don't feel like I need to put my foot. I will drop you like a bad habit. Do not talk to me like that.
Get physical.
I wanted to slap that lady in the face. I need to put my foot. I was to the point, he blow that whistle one more time, I'm gonna stick it and pull it out his throat. It took the life out of me not to get up and slap out of Peter. If Michelle screws me this time, guess what she gonna get? A foot.
What's your reaction to that?
It's funny, but it's a figure of speech. I don't see anything wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But you guys want me to be real. I'm
exactly.
being real. This is the real deal. This is a lie.
No, I don't want your corporate mask here. I want you. I want who you are. But as you observe yourself, if we got a group of strangers, like 1,000 people, and the only thing they would ever know about you was this right here, would that be okay with you?
Yep, because they wouldn't mess with me. They know not to mess with me.
She doesn't really mean that, does she?
Twice.
I don't think this is who she really is. I know I saw.
But it would. That's right. It's not who she
really is. I know. I've seen how you are, how sweet and sensitive you are.
I am sweet, but you're going to see that sweet part. But everybody has a sweet and sour part to them.
No, but I'm saying if that's all somebody saw of you, that wouldn't be who you are.
But I think if they seen why I reacted that way, I think a lot of people would be like, you go. That's exactly what I was thinking. You took the words out of my mouth.
But you physically threaten people.
Who can put their foot literally? It's a figure of speech.
It is a figure of speech for physicality. You physically threaten people, which is the least sophisticated way of interacting that we have.
I know. I worked so hard in life to get where I am at so people can look at me and respect me. Yeah, I'm going to work on it. Now that I'm aware of it, I will work on it.
But see, you never break a habit. What you do is you replace one behavior with a new one. Because if you just stop smoking, for example, and you don't put some other behavior in its place that serves the same purpose, then you'll go back to it. If you want to get rid of that, you have to replace it with something more sophisticated, which you have, it's a choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna start acting like that classy, sophisticated, sexy diva that I am.
We create our own experience. You started off by saying you still have trust issues.
Yeah, I think I trust myself. Obviously, we know, like in business, but in personal relationships, I don't, because I feel like I have such a big heart that I care about everyone.
But you said at an earlier time, you said it hurts to care about somebody that doesn't care about you.
And I've been dealing with that my whole life.
So does that hurt more or less than being lonely?
It's safe, isn't it, to be lonely? I mean,
okay, it is safer for me to be lonely because I'm so sick of being hurt.
If you are rejected, that's an acute pain like a stab. And being lonely is a dull ache.
Yeah, I think I'd rather be lonely.
Would you really?
Not all the time, but when it comes down to me actually going on a date with someone, I don't know why I'm so avoidant of it.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I mean, I was engaged a year and a half ago, and, you know, ever since that situation, I have been just absolutely terrified.
I want to give you a guy's perspective, and I want to say it to you and you and you. Not one of you needs a man to take you somewhere or fix something for you or do the things that guys usually use as their currency. And for women like you three who are successful and independent, they need to know that you do need things that only they can offer, and then they don't feel inept.
That's not true.
Tell me.
The last boyfriend I had was that exact scenario. He was just out of a divorce and didn't own a home and was uncomfortable with his financial situation. And so I said, I don't need that stuff. That's not what I'm looking for. I told him exactly what you just said. And he said he felt inadequate.
Then he didn't get it. Because, Gloria, I'm telling you, that is true. The man that gets the fact that he can make you feel loved and protected emotionally and comfortable is going to feel 10 feet tall. That guy is out there looking for you, but he is scared to death of you. You've got to help him. I'm telling you, you've got to get in a target-rich environment, which is what we said to you. You said you want to work with a matchmaker.
I do, because...
Boy, do we have you that, I mean, you are wired.
Thank you.
Coming up.
Are you ready to be coached by Cupid's coach? I'm absolutely more than ready. You want to look at some men? Yes. What about this one? No. Here's another one. I'm envisioning with the guy who's... No.
We now return to the Dr. Phil Housewives Get Real Tuesday.
Are you ready to be coached by Cupid's coach? I'm absolutely more than ready. Let me guess, you probably have a long, long, long list of the qualities and characteristics that you would ideally love to see in your guy. Of course. Like? Spirituality, financial freedom, intelligence. Yep. Humor. Where does looks come in? It's there. Have you met a man who's exactly like you're envisioning, or is it all fictitious in your mind? Exactly like what I'm envisioning is fictitious. But you know that. I do know that, yes. That's half of it. Here's the secret, and it's the reason why this particular company is called Cupid's Coach. Half of what we do is the introductions, at least as important, I think it's really more important, is the coaching and the guidance that we do along the way. So, you know, there may be somebody that I think would be great for you to meet, and you might think, he's off type for me. He's not tall enough. He needs to have more hair. But if I think there's a really good reason for you to meet him, would you trust you? It's great. You know what, sweetie? I can take you on. And it'll be my pleasure. I'm grateful. All right, so I'd like to show you some men so I can get a sense for who you're attracted to and who you're not. You want to look at some men? Yes. Let's take a look at this particular guy. Not ideal. Here's another one. I'm envisioning with the guy who's... I'm not remotely attracted to him. No. All right. What about this one? No. Okay, I'm getting a pattern here, and it's alarming. You're like, no. The fact that you're judging this quickly, we got some work to do here. But if you're willing to engage with me in the process, we will find out if your picker is broken. Mm-hmm. Who's he? Okay, good. Yeah, I would so go on a date with him. I suspected that you might be especially selective visually. What I found was the pattern. The men that you were attracted to were the men that didn't have a pot to in. Oh, God. And the men who were really wealthy and successful and top of their game, you're like, oh, would never kiss him. So we got some work to do, baby. Gloria is difficult because she's very selective. No. Is she going to dismiss her suitor because he's not enough of the fantasy that she has in her mind? But because she's at the top of her game, she's looking for a guy who's at the top of his game too, and that kind of guy is not easy to find. All the women want that guy. With Gloria, I've got my work cut out for me.
The Dr. Phil Housewives Get Real Tuesdays will return in January with all new episodes. If you've missed any of the series so far, you can watch entire episodes of the Dr. Phil Housewives on drphil.com. The best drama in daytime returns in January, only on Dr. Phil.
The overnight experience was eye-opening for these women, and I think they have a lot to think about. Plus, Gloria is now on the hunt to find a mate with the help of Cupid's coach, Julie Furman. So we'll keep an eye on her as her dating life progresses. In coming weeks, I plan to sit down with Rachel's boyfriend, Angel, the father of her unborn child, to ask him some tough questions about their future. Be sure to check out Rachel's blog on drphil.com and read more about what she's going through. Now, all of our housewives have joined the Dr. Phil community and Facebook, so make sure you go to drphil.com and read what they have to say and click on the link to like them on their Facebook page. Thanks for being here. It just keeps going.
I am very excited about the matchmaker. Very excited. Very nervous. Definitely nervous, but I'm hoping she has this crazy, uncanny, psychic ability to locate him first go. My goal, belief, trust, inner knowing is she's going to find me my soulmate.
I really pity Gloria. I honest to goodness feel sorry for her because she's not ready to have a relationship with a man. She needs to work on herself seriously. Not any man is going to put up with her drama and her crap and her foul mouth and her slutty way of dressing. I think that she needs help in another way besides just being set up with a man.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, two teens who are one mistake away from doing hard time.
I'm trying to do a wake-up call.
But this wake-up call will happen inside San Quentin walls.
Face to face. He don't care about you. With murderers.
When you pull this gun out and shoot this dude, you are not welcome here.
Now.
I think I want to hit that guy in the face, but not a whole lot I can do right now.
So you wanted to hit that guy?
Are these troubled boys about to blow their last chance at a reality check?
This could be your reality.
Did that have any impact on you at all?
Would I have never started drinking? No, I would have started. It's made me who I am.
Who is that, in your view? You don't think anything you're doing can wind you up there?
No.
If you don't get it, you ain't got a brain in your head. This is going to be a changing day in your life. I know things are tough out there, but we can do this. Here we go. I want you to get excited about your life. 4,
and ready, see.
Let's do it. Go, Dr. Phil. Thank you. Okay, this is a parent alert. So moms and dads, if you got teens in the house, go get them. I'll wait. I am so serious. This is a show you need to watch with your teens. And not because they're a problem, but because you don't want to have the problems that we're talking about today. I'm following up with two teens whose parents feared they were literally one mistake away from jail.
I think I'm pretty much just like every other teen. I mean, just party a lot and do what we do.
After he wrecked the first one drunk and the second one drunk, are you telling me you just didn't see this third one coming? Whoa, where'd that come from?
I probably should have, yes.
You got to pull your head out because he is going to wind up right where her son is.
Warren's a good kid. He just got caught up in something that was horrible.
I'm serving a 22-year sentence.
Now, 16-year-old Chris says high school's a joke.
We know he's using drugs. And this is the baggie that we found in his room.
Let me see it.
What the hell are you doing?
I don't have no more, bitch.
Okay, well, here's what we're dealing with. You've broken into the house, you've stolen computers and electronics, or you skipped school to get high with your friends. You stole your mother's credit card. Like, if you had another DUI and hurt somebody, you know you're going to jail.
Absolutely.
And you're just not a very good criminal.
Yeah.
I mean,
not at all.
And if you boys think this is a joke, there is no joke about this.
Well, I bet you wouldn't think San Quentin was a joke. Well, after the show, Chris and Brett agreed to visit San Quentin, one of the country's oldest and most notorious prisons. It houses infamous death row inmates like Scott Peterson. Now, the prisoners at this penitentiary know that life behind those walls is no joke. So they created a program aimed at deterring teen boys from a life of crime. I want you to watch as Chris and Brett enter prison for the first time.
I'm not afraid of the prisoners, really. It's just jail.
We are about to walk into San Quentin prison for the first time.
What's your name?
Brett.
Darnell.
Chris.
I want y'all to notice something. We didn't say you're welcome here, okay? Because you are not welcome here.
What was so hard or so desperate in your life that you would just sign a paper to come to a state penitentiary to talk to a bunch of convicts?
Apparently I drink and party too much because I got a pair of DUIs.
Dr. Phil felt that you might learn something from them. Are you prepared to learn something from them?
Yeah.
Everywhere you look up, you'll see that they have guns above us, right? Serious things can happen in these penitentiaries.
You lose all rights and privileges once you get in here. No opportunity to turn back. No opportunity to pump the brakes. No opportunity to say, no, I don't want any more.
You're there.
You there.
This is the yard, man. This is our world.
Mexicans that's in this area. The whites are over there. See that bench that's empty?
Yeah.
See, that's where all the whites hang out at. The area we were about to go through where the majority of blacks hang out. And you may have black friends or Mexican friends, but when you come in here, all that will change. On the other side of this fence is the hole and death row.
Right now, you're making conscious decisions to be the type of person you are. Because now your eyes have been opened to the problems you have in your life. You're in the most dangerous position in your life. This could be a good thing for you, or it could be a bad thing for you.
Well, Brett and Chris find out they are face to face with murderers, and the inmates reveal their crimes.
My name is Jerry Oster. I'm an ex-gangbanger out of Los Angeles County. I've been down now going on 25 years for a second-degree murder. This is SQUIRES, though. SQUIRES is an acronym for San Quentin Utilizing Inmate Resources and Educational Studies.
Hey, my name is Darnell. I'm in here for kidnap robbery with my father. I've been incarcerated for almost 20 years. As SQUIRES members, we guarantee you that we're going to listen to every word that comes out of your mouth. Most adults do not do that.
My name's David Basile. I've been in for 26 years, first-degree murder. We can put some words out on the table here that may resonate with you to make some serious choices in your lives.
My name is David Monroe. At the age of 15, I was tried as an adult and given 15 years to life for second-degree murder. When I was 15, I had questions. I had stuff that I needed to get out, but nobody to get it out to. And I know most of you guys can feel the same way. This is your chance to get out what you need to get out.
Michael Tyler, been here since I was 17, it's 12 years. Second-degree murder. This is your one time right now to laugh at me and see how funny I look. I'm wearing blue every day. They tell me when to wake up, where I gotta go to work, when I shower, how long I can talk to my family members on the phone, and they charging me for it. When to go to chow, what to eat. If you think about it, it's really hilarious that I give my life up to come in here and do this.
My name is Nathaniel Ray Rouse. I'm sentenced to 7 to life. I've been down since 1978. My crime is first-degree murder. This is an opportunity. You may never get it again in your life. There's no one in this room, in this circle, who have had the opportunity to come to an institutional system, sit around, listen to a bunch of men explain what their lives were like when they're out there doing what they did, to give you a glimpse of what your future could possibly be. So this is some real stuff.
My name is Ernest Morgan. Been incarcerated for 21 years now, sentenced to 15 to life for murder. If I have a message for you guys, it's to understand one thing, and that's to learn how to understand yourselves. Understand who you are, learn who you are. You have an addiction, with marijuana. You have an addiction with alcohol. Everybody in this room has a vice or an addiction of some sort. My addiction was attention from family. That led to anger, which led to me taking the life of a family member. It doesn't just start with the small things like you think you're doing, a toke here and a drink here. Those small things lead to bigger things. That leads to drunk driving. That could lead to someone losing their life.
There are so many people that have said, man, if I knew then what I know now, I would have sure done some stuff different. Did that have any impact on you at all, or is that just fly right by your head?
Yeah, it did have an impact on me because after seeing what it was like, it's definitely one place I would not like to be.
Yeah. How about you?
Does it change anything? Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten in the car, I wouldn't have drove. Would I have never started smoking or drinking? No, I would have started just because, I mean, it's made me who I am. And, I mean...
Who is that?
Who is that?
Yeah. It made you who you are. Who is that? Share that with us.
Brett. Honestly.
You know, I mean, that's cute and macho. It's highly disrespectful to this audience and to the forum you're in to throw an F-bomb out here. I guess that makes you feel like some kind of man or something, but who is this person? You're telling me that it's just you. Who is that in your view?
I'm me. I mean, I just have fun.
I think you hide behind a real smug, glib, cocky attitude. And I don't think that's who you really are at all, which is why I was asking you who you thought you were. But think about that. Now, interestingly enough, these inmates uncover some other issues that we haven't talked about here yet today, and we're going to see that when we come back.
At 15, nobody listened to me until I said, you know what? Let me pull this gun out and shoot this dude this close to me. You think Pepper heard me then?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard you.
You want to get something out of this today?
I'm only doing this because I had to.
This isn't a joke. These cameras don't mean nothing. The only thing that matters in this room right now is Brett and Chris.
Now, last time 16-year-old Chris and 19-year-old Brett were on the show, they said they were just acting like normal teenagers, drinking, smoking marijuana, and vandalizing property. I'm trying to do a wake-up call here today, so I decided to show them what the inside of a prison really looks like and sent them to meet convicts in San Quentin. Now, as the inmates' lives begin to strike a chord, they decide to delve deeper and uncover what is really going on behind Chris's poor choices and his anger.
Tell me about some of them problems.
I dropped out of school last year. Me and one of my old friends ended up breaking into somebody's house, kicking down the door, and stealing some of their property that they had in the house.
And do what with it?
Just
buy some weed?
Probably.
What's so bad in your life, man, that you would want to try to escape through drugs and alcohol?
Problems at the home with my dad.
Okay, let's go there. Let's go there.
Just recently, I ended up choking my dad for like some amount of time, for like 30, 45 seconds.
Choking him?
Yeah, because we was arguing about something, and my dad came up behind me and grabbed me from my back, and I threw him off me, and he fell down, hit his head on the wall, and then I jumped on him and started choking him from behind.
It sounds like you got something deep inside of you that's bringing a lot of anger out, and that anger, you're lashing out at your family. I know all about it. I know so much about it. I took my sister's life behind my anger.
You feel abused by your father? Do you feel like he put you down a lot?
Yeah. He's called me worthless. Like, he's ashamed that I'm his kid and stuff, and he's called me stupid, idiot.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel bad about myself. Horrible.
Have you ever told him?
No.
Not once on any occasion? You guys just pour anger back into each other?
Yeah, pretty much.
That anger, you never learn coping skills or none of that, and you'll be a reactionary. You'll be the biggest candidate to end up in this type of situation because you don't think you'll react to situations. And that's what you have to learn.
You know, you clearly have an issue with your dad. He's clearly not here today.
Yeah.
He could have been here today. He doesn't like to fly, right?
He doesn't like to fly. He wouldn't come be on cameras. He thinks that we're wasting our time being here.
How do you two get along?
For the most part, Chris and I get along really good until I try to tell him he can't do something he wants to do.
Is your interaction that of a cop? I mean, are you policing him all the time? Do you ever have any times where you just love your son? Do you just tell your son that you love him?
Yeah.
Does that get crowded out by his behavior because you have to constantly?
There are some times when it does, yes. And then I also, on other times, I tend to find myself to let him do more than probably what I should let him do, just to kind of avoid and keep
That's not
it calm.
love, and that's no gift. And
yeah.
We'll talk some more about this in a minute. Now, Brett says he doesn't have any issue that causes him to drink too much. Take a look as the inmates try to get him to address a childhood memory.
In the midst of having fun, have you heard someone drunk drive?
Yeah, my best friend, actually. And my first DUI, I wrecked. I was doing donuts on the way back from a party, hit a ditch and flipped my grandpa's car. And my friend actually broke the windshield with his face and scratched it all up. I thought I killed him because, I mean, his face was all bloody and I didn't really know what to think. And then the cops showed up and I left and I didn't know what happened. So that kind of hit me pretty hard.
You was almost in here for murder, huh? Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, I did think about that a lot.
What about your relationship with your mom?
She doesn't want me to do what she did. I mean, because she was into the tweaking, smoking dope and stuff. And she got just way too deep into that. And
tell us how it made you feel when your mother was on drugs like that.
Well, then I was like 9 years old. I just.
And you didn't think you needed, you didn't miss your mother?
Yeah.
You just said you didn't think about it.
That's why I try not to think about it.
My advice to you would be to let it out. Somebody's listening to you now, and as kids, nobody listened to us. At 15, nobody listened to me until I said, you know what? Let me pull this gun out and shoot this dude this close to me. You think Pepper heard me then?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard you.
The newspapers heard me, my family heard me, his family heard me, my homies heard me, everybody heard me now. And that's what I want to get at, is we want people to hear us, we want to get our story out, we want to get our feelings out, but nobody's listening. That's why we're here to listen to you, and we're trying to get it out of you so that you can relieve some of that, because it's pressure.
Something don't seem right about you at all. When I'm asking you out of respect, do you want to get something out of this today? Or are you just here for a free trip to San Quentin? And I'm asking you to be perfectly honest.
To be perfectly honest, I'm only doing this because I had to. I didn't honestly expect to get anything out of it.
You don't even plan on changing, do you? Not right now.
Not right now.
The truth to the matter is this. You've explained to us 2 car accidents, 2 DUIs, both ended up in an accident. One, you could have killed your friend. You thought your friend was dead. Did you call 911?
No.
See, I can speak about this because I left a family member on the floor of my house to die without calling 911. This isn't a joke. If you don't want to end up in prison for the rest of your life, if you don't want to come to prison, look at what you've done. Listen to what everybody else in this room is saying. Take these men serious. We're not getting paid to be here with you. These cameras don't mean nothing. The only thing that matters in this room right now is Brett and Chris.
What do you think about that guy? This is a guy that's in prison. He has nothing to gain from this, and he is working his butt off on your behalf. I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to agree with him or that you think he's your future. I'm just asking you, did you take anything away from what he had to say?
I took a lot away from what they had to say. I mean, there was just a lot of stuff in there. It made sense, but it's just not me. It's not exactly me. It's not under my circumstances.
A lot of that is you. A lot of what they were saying is exactly you.
But nobody was there. Nobody knows but me, which is why it's got to be my choice.
Nobody was where?
Nobody made the choices I made, did the things I did.
You've had 2 DUIs. You haven't killed anybody yet, but you could have been there for vehicular homicide, manslaughter, whatever, and been sitting in that room talking to him, but you'd been wearing a jumpsuit and he'd have been up there by himself. All we're trying to do is get you to recognize that you are not bulletproof. Because as I said, I think you're basically a really good guy. I just think your compass is off. I don't know why, but we'll talk about that. All right, we got to take a break. Chris and Brett go inside a real prison cell when we come back.
Only step in and get a feel of it. Step in.
This could be your future. This could be your reality. This is your choice, not mine, not Dr. Phil's.
Well, according to their parents, Chris and Brett are two teens who are, in their opinion, one step away from jail. Now, we decided to try to give them some insight, some understanding, a look into the future by showing them the inside of a prison. Now, they're about to see what life would be like behind bars in a real 4x9 at San Quentin.
You only step in and get a feel of it. In the state of California, it is illegal to put 2 dogs in a kettle this small, but it's legal to put 2 men in each. You see how small this is? This is called a 9x4x12. That means it's 9 feet tall, 4 feet wide, 4 feet wide. Put your elbow on one wall. Yeah, that's 4 feet. That's 4 feet wide and 12 feet long, with 2 men living in there. Plus 2 beds, a toilet, and a sink. Now this makes your room look beautiful, huh? Yeah. Like a kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sure then. If you guys were cellies and you didn't get along, notice there's no phone and there's no button to push and say, hey, we don't get along in here. Notice that. They may put somebody in your cell, man, that's an extreme killer. They may put somebody in your cell that been a bum on the street, doesn't take baths, kind of crazy, kind of mentally crazy. You don't get to choose which cellie you want. Any questions?
No.
All right.
That pretty much sums it up.
Hold on. What you need to know is, they put a nut in your cell, you'll find out he a nut in the middle of the night when he's trying to do something to you. He's trying to hurt you. You screaming for the police to come. Everybody else starts screaming because they're trying to block out what's being done, because they want him to complete what he's completing, what he's starting to do, because he could be trying to turn you into a girl. That means you on the line now. You property of the line. You can be used and abused. But remember who put you here. You decided that you want to ignore all this and continue doing what you were doing. Now you're on the 5th tier back bar screaming, "Mama, help me." I'm sorry. That man in the cell don't give a damn about you being sorry. But who put you here?
Self.
You did. This could be your future. This could be your reality. This is your choice, not mine, not Dr. Phil's. This is your choice.
If you don't get that, you ain't got a brain in your head. You don't think anything you're doing can wind you up there. That's the disconnect, right? You say, yeah, I agree that's a bad place, but I don't think anything I'm doing is going to land me there.
Yes and no. I mean, yes, that's what I said. No, that's not what I meant. I know what I did could get me in jail. It's not going to get me to San Quentin. Yeah, it could get me to San Quentin. Okay.
All right, we come back. Chris and Brett come face to face with one of the most dangerous inmates on the cell block.
Everybody behind y'all right now, the police, everything is saving y'all. We can't even get this close to y'all. But I know one thing, though, if it was real life, I'd be all in your face. And everybody behind me would come with me.
Well, today we're trying to give parents and teens, not just teens, parents and teens a wake-up call before their actions wind them up behind bars. Now, I sent Chris and Brett to a special program at San Quentin State Prison so they could see where they could be headed if their behavior catches up with them, if that criminal behavior results in a really bad outcome. Now, the majority of prisoners spend 20 to 22 hours a day in their cell on lockdown. Now, Chris and Brett were confronted by 3 of them that weren't part of this program, They just happened to be in the hallway.
Y'all know how to speak?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's up?
Y'all gangbangers or something?
Nah.
Huh?
No.
Y'all scared, huh? You scared?
I ain't that scared.
Not really, huh? Because all these cameras and the police around, huh?
We're cool.
If they wasn't here, then yeah.
If they wasn't here, what?
Yeah.
Then what?
I'd be scared.
Why? Scared of who? Scared of what?
Just everything, man.
You don't even know the half of it, homie. Everybody behind y'all right now, the police, everything is saving y'all. We can't even get this close to y'all. But I know one thing, though. If it was real life, I'd be all in your face. And everybody behind me would come with me. Because blacks don't get along with whites in prison. You know that? You do? So what you saying, you don't like black people?
No, I do.
That'll get you stabbed just for saying that. You come in here talking about you like black people. Let me tell you, you're not ready, neither one of y'all.
I just got off death row. I've been down 20 years. I would have abused you back in the day.
I abuse you now, I'm still young.
I'd abuse you, he young. I'm trying to talk him out of it now.
I have fun doing it, honestly. Everybody know my reputation around here. Why you smiling? What you think, we jokes or something? What is you laughing at?
What am I laughing at?
Dude. I think I'm gonna see you one day. You take care, all right? See you later.
You just have the wake-up call, youngster.
Nah, we'll see you later.
I said before I came in here, I ain't getting punked by no one. Talking to those guys kind of pissed me off a little bit.
It didn't scare me all that much talking to them because I knew all these people were here behind me. But if I was here by myself, like actually locked up, then I probably would have been scared, yeah.
I think I want to hit that guy in the face, but not a whole lot I can do right now. Why?
For you to be standing in a prison where there's the most heinous robbers, murderers, and thieves and say you a soccer guy here in the prison, that's suicide, man. Yeah. That's suicide.
So you wanted to hit that guy?
Yeah. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah. Does it strike you that even that guy, it's not Dr. Phil, it's not this Bing Rangs lookalike that was talking to you so profoundly before, even this guy's saying, you don't get it.
He's just talking, dude.
Yeah, he's just talking. As the day came to an end, Chris and Brett sat down with the inmates one last time.
You think you're worth a second chance?
Yeah.
So what is it this time that's different?
It just feels different.
Feels different.
Yeah. I feel like I'm more responsible.
Feel like you're more responsible.
We're going up.
Now, let me be honest with you about something. It's going to take a lot more than that.
Yeah.
It's going to take action. What did you guys think about the tour? What do you think about this living condition that we're in?
It's a lot to deal with. I would not want to do it. I don't know how you guys do it.
I hear you is talking to two guys who got off death row, and you say, I want to sock one in the face. And I say, that's almost like suicide. What prevented you from doing that?
Honestly, probably fear. Honestly. It's not what I wanted to say, but yeah, probably fear.
But when he asked you, are you afraid, you said no.
I know, I'm not gonna say yeah.
Just about every man that has ever came into this prison for the first time, if you're not afraid, something wrong with you. What do you think you need to do?
Quit drinking, quit smoking, go back to college.
Thank you. You just don't know how much of a breakthrough that is for me, man.
If I die today, that's all they're gonna say. A convicted murderer passed away. That's it. That's my life now. You have a chance to change that.
When you came in here today and I asked you a question, I said Brett don't care about nothing else as long as Brett do what he want to do. You agreed?
That's what I thought when I walked in, yeah.
How you feel now?
Like I could do something different. Like I don't gotta do that.
That's a start.
You've been open with us. We appreciate that, man, for real. There's a lot of guys coming here and play games. You guys were honest, right, sincere.
Did you ever think that today you'd be coming to prison and have someone put their hands on you?
No.
Come on. Come on.
No, but I'll take care of him.
No.
Chris has more hope to me because he's remorseful. and he thinks about his consequences. He thinks about things he's done, and he shows emotion. Brett doesn't show any emotion, and that's what scares me about it.
Thought the experience would be a little less scary than it actually was. I was really cocky coming in. It was an eye-opener. Showed me a lot of things, some I didn't really want to see. I don't want to go to prison ever, especially San Quentin.
I thought this whole experience was interesting and probably will end up helping me out a lot because I don't want to end up here or any other place like this.
Seriously.
Where do you want to wind up when you're 21 or 22? 4 or 5 years in the way. What would you like your life to be if you could write the perfect script?
I would like for me to have a high school diploma or something of that sort, and maybe be going to school, or college or something, technical school, and having my own place, living on my own, staying out of trouble, doing what's right, and eventually starting a family.
Do you think about that? Because right now you're living with your mother, right? Okay. I mean, where do you want to be 4 or 5 years from now? Do you have a life script of what you'd like to be doing?
A full detailed script.
No, I know, but just generally speaking.
3 things. Loving wife, kids, and a dog. And I'm good.
You don't want to be living with your mother. You don't want to be in jail. You don't want to be a drug addict. You want to have a quality of life. And I have to take a break. Life law number 1 is you either get it or you don't. In my opinion, Brett clearly isn't getting it. His mother and sister feel that he'll never change. I want to talk about all that when we come back. Today, we're following up with 19-year-old Brett, who admits to underage drinking and smoking marijuana. He has 2 DUIs. He's crashed 3 cars. He claims he doesn't have a drinking problem. He says marijuana is not really a dangerous drug. Well, now Brett sits down for a real important one-on-one with Mark, a father who suffered a tragic loss because of a drunk driver.
I work at a funeral home, so basically I take care of people who end up dying. To give you a little bit of an idea of where I come from, that many years ago, my wife and I were traveling, and all of a sudden was a car coming at me. We hit head on, threw both of our cars off the side of the road. That was what they found on the floorboard of his car were open cans of beer. I went through 14 hours of surgery just to put my face back together. My wife was in the car. She broke her back. She ruptured her intestines. Probably the most difficult part of that was the loss of our son. I had a beautiful little boy. He was 7.5 months old. He was taken from the accident and they airbagged him to a big hospital. The doctor came out and told me that if my son were to live, he was going to be a quadriplegic. And a few days later, he died. I mean, you look at all I've got left is a bunch of photographs. He was the light of my life. Have you caused any accidents yet?
No, it was just me. It was an accident, but...
Because of your drinking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's the next one gonna be. There's gonna be another family on the road that you're gonna decide to screw around and drink a little bit and get back in a car and make it a little bit worse.
That guy's got a tough burden, doesn't he?
Tough. Yeah.
And you want to have a family. I pray to God that you're never in his situation when you have that family and some kid that's got all the answers but none of the controls hits you and your family and puts you through what Mark had to be put through. Because that's not fair to him, is it?
Not at all.
You know, Mark is part of a program called Every 15 Minutes, which speaks to teenagers about driving and drinking. Mark's here, actually. The That's tough to watch, isn't it, Mark?
It is.
Tough to see those pictures again.
It was.
Yeah. Why do you do what you do?
I don't want any other family to be in the same situation. It's not worth it. You know, I'm watching Brett up there, and I realized we talked, and as I watched that, I'm not sure if I agree, I'm not sure if he gets it. You know, I listen to him, I watch him up here on stage, and I still see that cocky attitude. So I don't live that far away from where he's at. And right now, I'm still fearful that he's going to be on the road when my family is on the road.
And you don't drive now because you've lost your license until you're 21? So you're 19 and walking. If you had your license now, do you think you would drink and drive?
Hell no. No, sorry.
Come on, just be honest.
No, seriously. I mean,
No, I'm being dead serious. I would not drink and drive again.
Next, Mark wants Brett to have something to carry around with him. A reminder of the devastating consequences of drinking and driving. We'll be right back. 16-year-old Chris and 19-year-old Brett say that they're just regular teens drinking and getting high. Their parents say their behavior, in their opinion, has them one mistake away from jail. Mark, what'd you want to say to Brett?
Well, it's not much, but I just have. Can I bring him up to him?
Come ahead.
When he and I talked, I showed him some pictures. This is a picture of my son, and I'm just asking if he'd keep it with him and remember the next time he's drinking that my family is still on the road, and there might be another family that's just like that.
Thank you for that. I really do think that Brett seemed to take something away from Mark's tragic story. I think he is a caring guy. I think part of the problem here is that you don't have a face-saving way to say, I get it. I think it's kind of an ego issue where it's kind of like, I can't give in and say, okay, I've made some bad choices, I get it, I need to change some things. I think your ego won't let you do that. And I think you continue to make bad choices. Just a few days ago, Brett's older sister, Crystal, caught this on tape.
Brett, you want to smoke some marijuana? It's gonna dry, man. DUIs all day. That's right.
Wow. DUIs all day. What do you think about that?
That's not what happened.
Put it in context.
I mean, yeah, I can't do that. Where you got the camera? It's the only way.
Okay, were you drinking excessively?
Yeah.
Did you say what you said?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. We've been talking today about things that I wanted you to watch with your teenagers. Brett, you're on probation, right?
Yeah.
And you're violating that probation on a regular basis, correct?
Yeah.
You're drinking, you're smoking dope, and that's in violation of your probation. You understand when you violate probation, there's no hearing, you're just gone. They can just take you that minute and put you straight in jail. And I'm trying to help you by giving you some alternatives to that. And if you want that help, you're going to have to contact me and tell me that you do, and I'll help you in some way. If not, I have every confidence that your probation officer is going to pull your ticket and you're going to go to jail. I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. I mean, don't you?
I absolutely agree.
I mean, I don't see how any responsible probation officer could ignore the consequences. I'm willing to help, but I'm through chasing. So you understand that. And you've got to make some plans here and turn your life around. I mean, you could go back to school, but you're not going back to school, but you could. You got to decide to do something, or days are just going to turn into weeks, weeks are going to turn into months, months are going to turn into years, and you're going to be sitting around playing video games when you're 21 like you're doing when you're 16. That's got to change. True?
Yeah.
And you're going to have to step up and require that.
Yeah.
Teenagers, go to drphil.com and you can check out our online community called Teen Talk. This message board invites teens to discuss issues that affect their daily lives, like peer pressure, self-esteem issues, problem with their parents. It gives them an opportunity to talk and vent. I want to thank Stan Quinton and the inmates for allowing us to partner with them and their Squires program. Appreciate y'all being here. So long.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, women who carry their babies everywhere, but these aren't their children. They're lifelike dolls.
It's in the process of being reborn. Right.
You think you're too old to play with dolls? That's just creepy to me.
The difference between your hobby and an obsession.
This thing's not going to wet on me, is it?
Plus, she hasn't cut her hair since she was 13 years old.
Are you ready? I'm backstage watching our special correspondent, comedian and author Stephanie Wild Taylor, as she shows some of our audience a doll that is so lifelike, people mistake it for a real baby. It's part of a new craze called reborning, where women say they obsess over infant dolls that look like human babies. They dress them, shop for them, take them out. Our show today is about obsessions and how they affect our lives. Reborning is just one of the obsessions we're going to talk about today. Sometimes otherwise rational people can get completely obsessed with dolls, dogs, people, that it totally takes over their life. Maybe they're focused on appearance, weight, money, revenge. Obsession is the front end of OCD. Think about that. So today we're answering the question, when does habit, passion, or hobby cross the line and start getting in the way? Start making your list. You may learn something about you today.
Stand by, Dr. Phil.
Some say it's a hard life, but it's hard for us all. Always hold on.
In 10, 9,
always be strong. Reach out.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Stand by, camera 6. Go, Dr. Phil.
So, what is an obsession? Is it harmless, or does it dominate your life? Now, how is it different from, say, a passion or a habit or even what we call a quirk? Well, today we're going to get to the bottom of what they are, what they aren't, why we have them, and what purpose they serve. Now, some of y'all thought this baby was real, right? Who saw the baby? Did you think it was real? Yeah. Because we had you on camera talking to it. We had you talking to the baby.
A little
bit.
A little bit. I mean, y'all, they really are real looking, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, okay, here's what some people say their obsessions are.
I'm obsessed with playing video games. If I go away, I start getting withdrawals and I want to click the mouse buttons even though I don't have a mouse in my hand.
My obsession is cleaning house.
It would be my husband. I just can't be without him a day.
I'm really obsessed with going to those wonderful Indian casinos.
I cannot go a day, nor probably even an hour, without playing a game of spider solitaire.
I'm obsessed with being a germaphobe, and I prefer not to have someone cough or sneeze in my vicinity. When people walk by, I'll whoosh my hand, wave my hand to just try to spread it away.
He created his own language for it. It's called wusa, and he goes wusa, like he does this weird thing.
All right, the term obsession is kind of a wastebasket term, you know, kind of like addiction and other things that get overused and people just don't really know what they are because they just don't understand it. Here's some of what the audience thought obsession meant. First, they said they thought it was a conscious preoccupation with ideas that interfere with thought or quirks. Now, that one is dead on, okay? So that's my definition. Let me define quirks for you. A peculiar habit or mannerism, some aspect of your personality. You can have somebody with a quirk, you know, you guys kind of quirky, but otherwise they do okay. Habits are behavior patterns that are acquired by frequent repetition. You just do something over and over. Passion is a strong desire or devotion to something or someone. Now, my first guest today is 30-year-old Nona. She says that she is definitely obsessed with her hair. Now, why would we have to pick that? Okay. She says her obsession started when she was just 13 years old. Take a look.
When I was growing up, my hair was very long. It was always brushed into beautiful ponytails or braids. When I was 8, I went into the salon for a trim. The lady was specifically told to trim my hair. I went with my 2 sisters. The lady asked me, "How do you want your hair cut?" I said, "Like my sister." She looks at my sister Cindy, grabs my ponytail, and cuts it off. That haircut affected everything about my life. I went from being a pretty little girl to a little boy. One year for Halloween, my brother and I decided to swap costumes. I was a cheerleader and he was a football player. I wore his football jersey to school and nobody realized that it was me. They thought I was my brother.
Okay, so here's the deal. Nona won't ever step foot into a salon. She says, no, not happening. She refuses to get her hair cut or colored. She says her hair is definitely her security blanket. Take a look.
If I'm feeling insecure about my body, I can always take my hair and put it in front, and they can't see any of my imperfections. My long hair is me. I am the girl with the long hair. That's my identity. If I don't have the long hair, what's going to be pretty about me?
Okay, so you're obsessed with this hair, right?
Dr. Phil, I'm so obsessed with my hair. Let me show you what I have.
All right, let's see this. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, wow.
This is my hair, Dr. Phil.
All right, so why do you think it's such a security blanket for you? What's the deal?
When I was younger and I walked around with a mushroom on my head and looking like a boy.
A mushroom?
A mushroom,
because you got
Dr. Phil.
whacked off.
Yes.
So you look like a boy?
I looked like a boy. I acted like a boy. Everything about me.
That's the mushroom?
Yes, and that's tame.
The truth is that obsessions do serve a purpose. And it gives people this idea that they are in control. It's like if I obsess about, you know, germs on a doorknob, and so I clean the doorknobs all the time, I feel like I'm in control of this. And if you obsess about your hair, then you have control over that. Nobody can do it, so it gives you a sense of being in control, because that was taken away from you once, right?
Yes, it was. My mom would not let me grow my hair out once it was short because she saw how easy it was to take care of. She said it wasn't until I'd be old enough to take care of it myself that I could grow it back out.
It's been 17 years since Nona cut her hair, and she says she is ready. She says she is ready for a big change. Now, I don't cut hair or know a thing about wardrobe, as you can see. I mean, Robin dresses me like a Ken doll. I'm the poster boy for adult garanimals. You know, everything matches when I travel. So I had to ask for some help. VH1 has a new reality show called Glam God, where they search for the next great celebrity stylist. Please welcome the host of the show, actress Vivica A. Fox, and celebrity stylist Philip Block.
Philip Mark.
So, Vivica, what do you think here?
Oh, baby, you need some style gods to come in and rescue you, girlfriend. So,
now, you got some scissors here? Okay. So what we have here are some scissors. And what all of my producers want me to do is make the first cut.
I trust him.
now she's nervous. I know.
Like, make the first cut. Like, no.
We gotta go down.
Like maybe here or here.
Let's say like right about in there.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. I don't cut hair. And I'm not going to cut your hair. But if you want to make a first cut, you can. Now, that's up to you.
Definitely, I'm ready.
That's up to you. I'm not... Listen, you can say no. You can go sit in the audience. We can go on with the rest of the show. You don't have to do this. But if you want to do it, you need to start this, because we're not going to do it to you.
All right. There you go. There's more. We got more for you.
I don't know. What do you think? I get me a weave going here or something?
No, baby, because she got pretty hair to create a great weave, as a matter of fact.
You could do us all out here. Okay. Well, here's the deal. Vivica and Philip are going to take Anona backstage, see what they can get going back there, see if she can buddy up to your hairstylist, and then we're going to check with them later in the show and see what magic these guys work on this beautiful lady here. All right, you guys can go off that way. We'll let you go to work. All right.
Woo! You're going to look bad. It's going to look great.
Yeah.
It's going to look great.
No, I'm not about to cut somebody's hair. I'm hair challenged enough without doing that. All right, up next, move over Beanie Babies. There's a new craze in town called reborning. Women who take plain-looking dolls and turn them into lifelike babies. These things cost thousands of dollars. Is it an obsession or a hobby? We're going to find out when we come back. Well, today we're talking about how normal, rational people, and by that I mean people that, they have jobs, they have lives, they do good things, and then they get caught up in their devotion for animals or inanimate objects that you have to wonder if it's hobby or if it's crossed over to obsession. Now, we heard about a group of women with an unusual interest in collecting and creating dolls so incredibly lifelike that they're called reborns. Now, this season, we're having some special correspondents report from the field. This was a perfect story to send comedian Stephanie Wilder-Taylor to the suburbs. She's the author of Sippy Cups Are Not for Chardonnay and Other Things I Learned as a New Mom. Take a look.
So what is it about reborning that people get obsessed with?
They look like real children.
This has taken doll collecting
to a whole new level.
In a completely different direction and become this craze that people can't get enough of these babies that look like babies.
Right, and some people make them to look like their children.
Do you think that's a little weird?
I think it could be, if you don't have control.
But you have control.
Yeah.
Okay, this one scares me. It's just looking, staring at me.
Go to sleep.
That's Brielle.
She's hefty. Now this is
Vinny.
Hey, Vinny.
That little one's name is Ryan. And the reason that I was attracted to him was because he reminds me so much of my grandson.
A funny story about these three guys right here, what we call them, the three Jesuses. Happy Jesus, sleeping Jesus, not sure he wants to be here Jesus.
That one looks like he has a little mascara on.
We just finished our basement, and in the process of finishing the basement, we decided to put in like a work studio. So you're actually at the christening.
So this is a room that you created just for the dolls?
This area here is. These are actual kits.
Oh, God. Okay, do you see anything wrong with this picture? That looks like a horror movie.
These have not been painted. They have no eyes. They have nothing. This guy's getting his body today. He hasn't had a body for a long time.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is about keeping it real. That's just creepy to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just creepy to me. I'm not saying it's sick or anything, but just to me, it's creepy.
It was creepy to me. I mean, when I first went there, I was concerned just from the name alone. I mean, reborners. That sounds like a cult.
Yeah.
My friends were concerned.
Doesn't sound right.
No.
Doesn't sound right. And the fact is, there's nothing untoward going on here or anything. These are dog collectors. They just really get into it. But I don't know. It just seems kind of odd to me.
Well, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I talked with Catherine. She's such a nice person, and she seems really down to earth. But then you go into her house, and she has 2 rooms entirely devoted just for the dolls. One is the feminine room, and one is the masculine room. And there's like 20 real-life looking dolls in each room just kind of staring at you. Just kind of looking around.
Yeah, well, I guess it just wouldn't be right to keep boys and girls together.
Apparently
so
not. I mean, but these are full-on nurseries for babies, and there's not a baby in her house.
Well, Catherine says that she is addicted to reborns. Now, she hosts a party with friends who also collect and create reborners. They call it Doll Day.
I love her. Isn't she cute? She's precious. Right, Brielle?
She's heavy, I know. She weighs about 7 pounds.
12.
This is Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
She is with the Dr. Phil show. He couldn't join us, so she is to find out exactly what we do today.
Well, good. Here, have one.
Have you ever known anybody to formula feed their newborn?
No.
Or reborn?
No. But people...
Because breast is best.
Right. True.
Now, who's this? This is Michael.
And so this is, and his hair, little Donald Trump style.
So this one went into the Cracker Barrel, and she got quite a response, actually. Yeah. So, but she was cheap date. She didn't eat anything.
So the reborning is what you do to the baby. So this right now is just a doll.
It's in the process of being reborn.
Right. Sometimes when you're just goofing around, like, do you rock them and sing to them? And...
Sure, I think it's a natural reaction for a woman when she's holding a baby in her arms to rock. I find myself doing that. That doesn't make me psychotic. I yearn for the days when my children were younger because I enjoyed being a mother so much, and I enjoyed watching them and the little expressions in their faces. Of course, you miss those days and you want to recapture those days.
Okay. So this is
one of them.
This is one of them. Does it have a name?
It has a name. It was given by the artist Trevor. I didn't have a problem with that name, so I left it that name.
Okay. When you move its arm from underneath, it makes it
looks sort of
look like it's kind of real.
Yes. But I think the sleeping ones look more real anyways. I think the ones that, we discussed this the other day.
Yes.
The ones that don't blink can get a little eerie. So I sort of prefer them sleeping myself because I think it just looks like a child at peace, sleeping.
But Catherine told me that some people actually want their eyes open because if I'm going to pay that much money for a doll, I want that thing looking at me.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
But so do you rock the baby? Like your friend was saying, I'm not psychotic, but I rock.
No. Actually, it's funny. I see it more as an art form. I mean, because these things start out so plain. It's like when you saw the heads, the gruesome little heads and bodies that were in the shelves. I think it's an art form, I really do. And the reason I brought this one is because this is not one I personally made. I have great respect for the woman who did make this. That's one I did make. And mine's more of a, I think more of a passion than really an obsession, to be honest. I have 2 rooms, but they also started out as my grandchildren's nurseries.
Yeah.
So it was real convenient when I made another room for them, a playroom, to go, oh, I have a feminine room and a masculine room, so I'll put boy dolls in one room and girl dolls in another room.
Do you think you're too old to play with dolls?
Yeah, probably.
We'll be right back. Well, you know what some people would say, and I mean it's true of people that become really engaged with like pets or dolls or whatever, is that it's just really low demand.
Right.
You don't have to really do anything. You don't have to engage. You don't have to interact. And so it's a regressive sort of thing to a really low demand relationship, so you don't have to engage in a healthy relationship. But the truth is, you have friends and family, and you're engaged at every level, right? Because I have to tell you, as I see this, I think some people can get over-involved in this kind of stuff. You don't strike me that way at all. This, to me, and this is what we were talking about before, the difference between an obsession and a hobby. Now, when we were talking to you, you used the word obsessed to describe yourself, but I think you used it in kind of a lay term, like you're really into them.
I'm
That
over
sounds to
top
me
on
like-
everything, really.
But that sounds to me like a hobby.
It is a hobby.
Like a passion, because for something to be an obsession, that means that it involuntarily crowds into your consciousness, pushes other things out of the way, and you can't think, you can't act, you can't do things. That's what obsession is. You see that in obsessive compulsives, where they have to wash their hands all the time for a sense of control. And so they can't go fix dinner because they're busy washing their hands. They can't go to the movie with their friends because they're busy washing their hands. It's so intrusive. That doesn't seem at all what's going on with you. This seems like a habit.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby and a passion. And I have to tell you, the responses you get, when I purchase a doll, occasionally you shouldn't leave, I mean, we don't know yet, but you shouldn't leave them in sunlight for any length of time. And if I have one, I've actually had an incident where I came to my car and this couple were getting ready to call the police because they thought I left a sleeping baby in my car.
Yeah. Can I see the?
Sure.
See
And
the
so
baby?
now I have to, if I ever have one I've purchased or I'm taking to someone to deliver, I have to take it in with me because I can't afford to have the windows fixed on my car.
Wow, that is real looking when you look at it. And actually, that's the way I held our babies, too. I mean, I don't know. Their heads would bob all around and stuff. Okay, but and it's like the right weight and everything, right?
Yeah. I mean, really, a lot of thought goes into this. I mean, people, you know, they figure the balance of the weight and they look at the skin texture and, you know, we were showing her the other day. They looked really.
Some of them look very real, but the creepy. I got to tell you, the creepy thing is, and I think you would agree with me. When their eyes are closed and they're just laying in a cradle, they look dead.
Sure.
I mean, they don't. Once you kind of get over the momentary, it looks real, it's like a house full of dead babies. Not to be really morbid, but I mean, doesn't that sort of
doll
lose its
collecting's been
appeal?
going on for years
This thing's
and
not gonna
years
wet
and
on you,
years.
is it?
No. That's the beauty of these. They're really low maintenance in the long run.
How much have you spent on these things? Roughly.
Are you talking dolls in general or reborns?
This is not an essay question.
Well, I mean, there's a difference.
No, I mean, how much have you put into this hobby?
Okay, but am I going to be on your segment for divorcees when I convey this?
Maybe, but there won't be a custody fight.
I'm kidding. No, true. No, probably between the paints, you know, the paint, the hair that's really not too inexpensive, but you don't use a lot, and...
Aren't we talking 50 grand here?
No.
Catherine.
No.
You told me.
Between...
50 grand.
No. You need to show the whole thing.
Don't
I said
lie.
between 40 to 50,000 total on dolls in the last 14 years.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. For 40, 50 grand.
For dolls, not this particular kind. Right.
Yeah, well, no. Well,
But that's including antique cradles and cribs and high chairs and...
She puts diapers on the babies.
Oh, sure. They fill the clothes out.
this is really a hobby for y'all, and you get joy out of it. And it doesn't interfere with your life. It doesn't intrude on anything,
I mean, I sat with all of them. They're very nice, normal women. But to me, it did seem like when you told me that when you go to a doll show and you see a doll that's, you know, a couple of grand and you kind of make like a soul connection with it because it looks slightly to the left of another one that you have and you just can't, you want to leave, but you have to go back and get it. It's like almost
Not
like you're
soul
adopting
connection.
a baby.
I said you would go out and you'll pick up a doll and you'll go, no, I don't need that. And then you might come back and go, why does that doll remind me of something? And then you might gravitate toward it because you go, oh my golly, that reminds me of a little boy I had to babysit.
Okay, I vote hobby on this. Y'all vote hobby, or if you say hobby, raise your hand. If you say obsession, raise your hand. A few of you think, I think it's a hobby.
Thank you.
And I hope you continue to enjoy it.
Love
It looks
it.
fun to me. I
Thank
mean, I
you.
wouldn't do it, but if it's what lights you up, light it up. All right, next, are you worried that your child might have an obsession? I'm talking about your kids here. I'm going to tell you how to recognize one developing in children. We're going to meet a mom who says she doesn't understand why her 7-year-old daughter has to live, breathe, and sing Elvis. 7 years old. We'll be right back. talking about obsessions today, and it's really important to recognize if you do have an obsession. Is it something that's intrusive to you, crowds out other things in your life, and interferes with what you would normally be doing? Now, the question, though, is what happens when you notice your child is developing a really strong interest in something? Now, my next guest, Heather, says her 7-year-old daughter, Kaylee, is obsessed with a celebrity who has been dead for 31 years, Elvis Presley.
This is my daughter, Kaylee.
She's had a strange obsession with Elvis since she was 2 years old.
This is Kaylee in what we call the Elvis room. As you can see, we've got a lot of her Elvis stuff that she has, and it goes all the way around her room. And when we started running out of room on her walls, we started going to the ceiling.
This is my favorite thing in my Elvis collection. There's records all over my wall. I got a picture with Elvis, my Elvis doll, Elvis glasses, cards, cup, pen, postcard. I have an Elvis plate, everything that you can almost think of. Greatest thing about Elvis is he's handsome.
And trust me, Dr. Phil, with her massive collection, Kaylee never tires of Elvis. It's a non-stop Elvis parade.
Dr. Phil, can you please tell me if this is normal?
Okay, so what do you think?
I think she could be into worse things, but it's been going on since she was 2, and most kids, you know, they'll get into something and they'll get out of it, and, you know, it'll come as a phase. And she's done this since she was 2, and it's not ending yet.
Is it here's the question I always ask people. Sometimes I get lots of questions where they'll say, Dr. Phil, is this normal? Or actually, I get the question a lot, Dr. Phil, is he normal? And the answer to that question is something is normal if it doesn't interfere with your other functioning. I mean, if you're able to think, feel, act, deal with your life without interference, then, you know, that's kind of a broad definition, but then what you're doing is probably okay. If it's starting to interfere in some way, and we're talking here about your daughter, if it was interfering with schoolwork, friends with people, you know, young girls or boys her own age, exercise, all the things that you expect a kid at that age to be doing, then I'd say it's crossed the line to abnormal. Is this interfering?
No, she is a straight A student. She's never made anything below an A. She is very interactive. She plays ball in the summertime. She has life, but now when it comes to big events, scheduling vacations, birthday parties, it's got to be Elvis. We're going to Tupelo or we're going to Graceland, you know, it has to wrap around Elvis. It has to.
Well, from the sound of your accent, that's probably not far from your house, is it?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm from Tennessee.
Yeah, that's what I say. I mean, it takes one to know one, right?
Yes.
We're from the South. But do people tease her about this?
Kids at school tease her. Her kindergarten year, we went backpack shopping. We went to a place in Tennessee, it's a big mall, and she found an Elvis backpack. She had to have it. She didn't have one, so I got it for her.
All right. So what's your question for me?
Is this normal? Is it normal that a child as young as she is can be so much in love with something like Elvis?
It's unusual.
Right.
But that's not abnormal. Look, kids look for something to define themselves. They look for something to identify with, something to worship, look up to, live vicariously through, you know, kind of get devoted to in some way. And that's why you have dolls like, you know, what are these American Girl dolls and all of these different things that they get focused on. For her, it turns out to be Elvis. And it's not something that you want to rip away from her. It's not something that you want to punish her for or whatever, but you may need to redirect because I assume from 2 to 7, her income has been pretty limited. Yeah. She probably hadn't worked a lot, so I'm guessing that it's you
mainly
that's going and buying all of this stuff and turning her room into a shrine.
Right. Mainly, but we have everybody in my family does this now. People out of state bring stuff when they come on vacation for her now.
Okay, but you're the gatekeeper.
Yes.
You're either buying it and giving it to her, or you're letting people flood the house with it and give it to her. And if you want to change that, then you have to start putting the brakes on that.
Oh, my husband's putting his foot down. He's really trying really hard to.
Well, but you guys have to be unified about that. And as I say, you don't punish, you start redirecting. And stop buying it all the time. Quit buying it. There's a real great word in parenting. No. No. You know, you're not going to get that. Because if you do, kids can get into it. Again, to me, this doesn't sound like an obsession. It sounds like a hobby. It sounds like an escape for her, and that's okay. But it's getting kind of intense, so it's time to start redirecting and move on to some other things. Start introducing her some other things, some other heroes, some other people that she can emulate, whether it's in academics or sports or church or wherever it may be, and she'll find her way. And trust me, the changes that are coming in her soon as she starts approaching puberty and all that, I think old Elvis is probably going to be in the closet before long. So I wouldn't worry about it, but I would start redirecting her.
Oh, that's good. We just spent 2 hours this morning walking down Hollywood Boulevard looking for the Elvis star, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, that gives you 2 hours back in your life. All right, up next, Vivica A. Fox tells me about her secret obsession. Plus, later, you're going to see a known as big reveal. 3.5 feet cut off after 17 years. Will she do it? Or is she back there choking and trying to put that hair back on? We'll be right back.
Y'all got some funny kind of toilet paper here.
We can't deal with this toilet
Hey,
paper.
tell me about it.
You know what I
What?
mean? It's rough.
Yes,
Right?
you know, it's an
Right.
environmental thing. She's doing it for the environment. Well, what can I do?
Okay, well, can you do us a favor? Can we get some soft toilet paper
The
then?
baby's behind.
All right.
Just hurt it.
Okay. All right. You want soft paper?
Yes. Oh, yes. No doubt.
I'll get you your soft toilet paper.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Under one condition. I want access to the toilet.
All right. That was Vivica A. Fox in HBO's Curb Your Enthusiasm. Now, Vivica has a new show on VH1 called Glam God. This reality show combines all three of Vivica's favorite obsessions: hair, makeup, and wardrobe. But she says she has one more. So, do you have an obsession?
Shoes.
Shoes? All right. Now, how many pair of shoes do you have?
About 500 too. But I give some away when they get played out.
Okay. Now, that was half a sentence. You said about 500 to...
Well, if you include the boots, probably about 650.
650 pairs of shoes?
I have 3 closets, and they're all full with shoes. But you guys, I have to go to a lot of events. I do, and sometimes I supply my wardrobe for my movies and my television shows, and sometimes you can't wear the same thing twice.
Of course not.
Yeah, of course not.
Of course not. Now, you have a lot of shoes, but you don't have 650 pairs of shoes, do you?
No, I don't. I do love shoes, and I wish I had that many, but no, I don't.
You wish you had that many.
I wish I had the room for that many.
See, what is the deal with this? Because, guys, I promise you, you want some black shoes,
right.
You want some brown shoes,
right.
You want some tennis shoes.
Right.
And then you're done.
Right.
And I got some golf shoes.
But shoes can start a whole conversation. I'm telling you, it can be like an icebreaker. You know, you can be sitting somewhere and you walk in with a good pair of shoes on, like, oh, baby, where you get those shoes at? Next thing you know, you and her are best friends.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
trying
said
to tell
her.
you.
I've never had anybody come up to me and say, hey, Doc, where'd you get them shoes?
It's true. They come up and ask you other things, I'm
no,
sure.
but I do notice Robin's shoes because I pay attention and I learn.
Oh, and she's got some fabulous ones on today.
Oh, you do?
I love those. Those are beautiful.
Can you tell something about those shoes from here?
Are those Alexander McQueen?
No, they're YSL.
YSL's good. Yeah, I tell you that they're
And you know what
costly.
that means.
Yes, that's why Yves Saint Laurent. Yes.
Oh, so that's code for...
Yes, YSL,
Okay.
like Dolce & Gabbana's D&G.
All right, now y'all tell me if this is a lie here, but how much does a flashy pair of women's shoes cost?
These were $1,300. Those are $7. Oh, you didn't know? I tell you what, though.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
You ain't telling me nothing. You paid $1,300 for those shoes?
Yeah.
You ain't got a brain in your head.
Oh, yes, I do.
You paid
know how much
$1,300
rain I've got in my head? I've got 2 pairs. I've got a pink one, too. Some pink ones.
No. Do people pay that much for shoes?
Sure, see? Girlfriend right there does. Yeah.
Do you pay that much for shoes?
Do you?
No, I'm talking to you.
Me? No.
Oh, really?
You know, one...
Excuse me, hairball. All right, so what do you not have that you want?
Oh, probably children. That will be
Children?
next, yes.
Well, you need a man for that. So are you in the market? I'm not making you an offer.
No,
I'm just curious.
Well, you know, because, Dr. Phil, I want to find a man that's equally yoked. I've been married before, and I just think that now in my life, I need to find someone that could deal with my career, how much I work, you know, and the sacrifices that I have to make. Now, of course, I'd love to have a husband, but I'm up for adopting a baby. I believe there's a lot of children out there that need love and, you know, who are in foster care system that, you know, I could make a good mom. I make a great auntie. I take them by the best shoes.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bet. Ruin them forever when they get home.
I start them on starter kits.
So when you do Glam Gods on VH1,
Yes.
we're talking about this kind of bling. You're talking about really hooking people up and getting them right.
Well, Glam God is all about celebrity A-list event styling for celebrity when they go on the red carpet.
Right.
So, you know, when you go on the red carpet, you've gotten anywhere on about $100,000 worth of jewels, you know, the dress. So it's styling for celebrity red carpet events. And these stylists, they're wanting the opportunity and the exposure of a lifetime. They're competing for $100,000, the title of Glam God, and a styling agent.
So they're gonna win $100 grand.
$100 grand. You want to sign up?
Plus get a big rep. No, hell no. Hell no. Well, is there anything left that you haven't done? I mean, major movies, television. I mean, is there anything you haven't done that you really have in your sights? This Glam Gods is a great thing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Producer as well.
Yeah.
Probably in the future, direct.
Yeah.
You know, that would be wonderful for me. For right now, it just takes a little bit too much time when you direct because you have to live with the project for a little bit longer than what I'd like to. So maybe in the future, I'd like to direct. Because I'm producing now and starring in things, so I'm kind of in front of the camera as well as behind. I'm just glad I'm still here. I'm going to keep it real.
Well, what's
Thank you.
What's the most fun role you've done out of all the roles that you played? What was it? Do you have a favorite or something that you really had the most fun doing?
Well, oh gosh, can I name top 3?
Sure.
Okay, Independence Day was wonderful with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a nice little niche movie. Didn't it make about $800 million?
$800 million, yeah.
See,
I mean, you know, when
things.
Will does it, he does it Big Willie style. So, you know, he opens big all the time. Two Can Play That Game. Yeah. That was my first starring role. And it taught girls about the tricks of relationships. And also, I would say Set It Off with Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Kimberly Elise.
Yeah.
You know, that was the little movie that could, because it was a movie that we made for $9 million that a lot of people didn't think that they would take seriously, and people went to see it 2 and 3 times, and it's become like a cult classic.
Yeah, you and I know that there's a lot of work that goes on behind the camera to have those great roles, but they're still great to see them come to fruition and, pop out there.
I mean, people have no idea that when you do produce a film, how much work it goes in with the casting and the script and shooting it. I mean, when we were shooting Set It Off, we were filming in downtown Los Angeles at night.
Yeah.
So that made for quite an adventure, but we got it done.
Yeah, quite an adventure.
It was.
All right, well, coming up, she hasn't cut her hair in 17 years. We're going to reveal Anona's new look. Vivica's got it going on backstage. We're going to see what happens when we get back. Celebrity stylist Philip Block's client list includes huge stars like Halle Berry, Salma Hayek, Vivica A. Fox. Now, Philip convinced Anona it was time to throw away her T-shirt and jeans and get rid of that hair down to her rear end, which she's had for 17 years. Now, her husband Jeremy says he can't even imagine seeing her any different. So that's all you've ever known, right?
Yeah, since we've met.
Just that one look.
Just the long hair.
But fashion-wise as well as hair, because she's kind of static on the fashion front, and the hair just keeps getting longer, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, okay. So let's take a look at Anona before. Do we have that? Okay, here she is before. And the good news is she's as cute as she could be. I mean, just like this. But here she is now. Come on out, Anona. So, first, before you say anything, what do you think?
That is awesome, Dr. Phil. Thank you.
That is great.
You good?
So, tell me what you think.
I love it.
You do?
I love it, yes.
So you're okay with it? You like it?
That's
Yes.
beautiful, Mom.
Now, you said before that you didn't ever want to look like a boy. I don't think anybody's going to confuse you with a boy with that haircut at all. So, but you're good with it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah?
There you go.
Okay.
You see yourself right there? Well, that's the back of it. Look how beautifully it's layered. It looks great.
Okay, look over here. You see it in the front.
There you go, right there.
Strange. Oh, wow. You look great. She said, oh.
So you hadn't seen it. You didn't mirror up on
not
this.
yet, no.
Okay.
She was just going by the feeling.
Yeah, it felt so much better.
We layered it for
so
you.
So pretty and
this is
healthy.
really easy for you to maintain. The only thing you have to do is just put like big giant hot rollers in it, take it out, run your fingers through it, you're ready to go.
Volume.
Right, volume.
And
That's all
listen,
you
she's
gotta
telling
do.
you true because that's what I do.
Exactly.
Shake it out.
Yeah, shake it out.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we really want to thank Vivica and Philip, and you can catch Glam God on VH1. We'll be right back. Well, I want to thank all of my guests today, and thanks to reborn artist Judy Plant for loaning us one of her reborn babies. It was fun to watch people react to that. I want to say thank you to Macy's and BlueFly.com for a known-as new look. Now, whatever you think about an obsession you might have, as long as it's not disruptive to your life, it brings you peace, calmness, joy, then there's nothing wrong with it. I'm going to have those definitions that we went through on the show on drphil.com so you can look at them. I think pretty much everybody we talked about today is pretty much hobby. And it only becomes an obsession when it really crowds things out of your mind. But I thought we had a good discussion about it. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you next time.
Today on Dr. Phil, from disgusting dads
He will pass gas as loud as possible.
Were you raised by wolves?
to graceless grandmas
We sent Penny to an etiquette class.
Oh, my.
to the cheapest man in America.
In a grocery store, you will pull the grapes off because you don't want to pay for the vine.
Extremely bad etiquette.
He will separate 2-ply toilet paper.
Right.
Did I shake your hand? Let's do it. If we're going to do something here that matters, then we got to deal with the truth.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
If I can help get this family back on track, are you willing to do that?
Pretty free. Take.
This is going to be a changing day in your life. Go, Dr. Phil. Have you guys ever heard the expression, mind your manners? Well, I think maybe my guest today missed that lesson. Somehow or another, Mom didn't go over that with them. We're talking about everything embarrassing, from burps to gas to dumpster diving for gifts, that you then turn around and give the person you love. Now, my first guest, Penny, is here, and although she may look like a sweet grandma, she says she just can't stop cussing, yelling, and throwing things during her granddaughter's basketball games. Take a look, you'll understand.
I'm a fun-loving, ass-kicking, redneck grandma from the country, and love it. I swear so often that saying is just a figure of speech to me. It's like saying good morning.
My mother has no filter whatsoever. Doesn't matter, you know, if there's a small kid sitting next to her or a preacher, she's going to say what she wants to say.
When it comes to watching my granddaughter's basketball games, I come totally unglued. Get in there! I get so excited and so tore up that, you know, it's like instigating right Grimmy again. I spill pops, I kick over, I start jumping, screaming. For instance, we had a big district game the other night. I was hollering, whatever! Baloney, that's baloney! God, Ref, can't you see nothing?
It's important for me that you learn manners just because I don't want my kids to think that that's okay.
I just say things off the wall. But like I said, it's still not acceptable if my grandkids grow up to act like I do. I will beat the piss out of them, and I'll beat you for letting them act like that. I want to work hard to improve my manners so I don't it up.
Okay, now first, you have my sympathies, as I said. And what do you get out of this? See, people don't do things if you don't get a payoff for it. What do you get out of this?
It's kind of like my anger management, going to a ball game, you know.
So you vent there. This is what you go there and you vent all your frustrations?
I've been a lot of places.
So what do you think when she does this? What's up?
I mean, I get embarrassed, but I'm 32 years old. I'm used to it now, you know?
You call the umps zebras, and you criticize their calls. And you'll stand up and yell, what are you doing? Why'd you call that? And then you'll turn around and say, was he right?
Oh,
right?
Yeah, always.
So you don't even know if he's wrong. You're just yelling to be yelling.
I get, yes. Yes, and that's why I have a problem. That's why I'm here, is because I do know this is just a lash-out act. I shouldn't do this.
Okay.
But, you know, I just can't help it. It's like I open my mouth, words fall out. And my daddy always said, you never think before you talk.
Would you like some help with this, seriously?
Absolutely. I mean, more than anything, or I wouldn't be here.
Here it comes. Stop doing that. And you need to walk in there and sit down and not embarrass your granddaughter. My dad used to tell me, boy, don't ever miss a good chance to shut up. And that's what you need to remember in your mind. Don't ever miss a good chance to shut up. Because you know what? You might as well put a big sign over your head that says, look at me, pay attention to me. Forget my granddaughter, forget the game, forget everybody else. I want all of the attention on me.
I've been doing it since I was little.
Well, how do you feel about what I'm saying?
I think you're right. I
That's
really
not very
do, but how do
becoming,
I stop?
You just stop. You make a conscious decision before you go in there that says stop. I want to ask our audience what they would do if they sat next to someone like Penny at a sporting event. Okay, everybody in the audience, get out your Paget gadget, which is under your chair, and you're going to get to vote. For those of you at home, log on to drphil.com so you can vote too. Now, here's the question. Would you say something to a rowdy fan sitting next to you at a sporting event? 1 is no, the louder the better. 2, absolutely. The only noise I want to hear is from the game. 3, if I'm with a small child, then yes. Otherwise, no. Those are your 3 choices. Vote. Okay? All right, let's see how you voted. We're going to look at the results right now. 15% say no, you wouldn't. 37% yes. 49% yes with a kid. So if I'm doing the math right, that is 85% of the people would say something if they were a rowdy fan, certainly if they had a kid there. So stop doing it.
Yes, sir. I'm going to do my absolute best.
Now, we sent Penny to an etiquette class with Beverly Hills manners expert Lisa Gachet. Let's just see how that went.
I'm Lisa Gachet, and I am from a company called Beverly Hills Manners.
Ooh.
You are interested, perhaps, in changing a few things?
I am. I would love to have more manners. I speak very straightforward, blunt, don't beat around the bush, don't sugarcoat.
So we're going to do now some vocalization exercises. This helps us gain control over our voice. Okay.
Watermelon rutabaga.
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 Exactly. Ladies should actually stand with their toes and heels together at all times. How does that feel, by the way?
My butt's hurting.
Good job. Can you do a little pivot for me? Go back that way. Okay, that was curtsy. When you're at a sporting event, you're really excited, how do you sit on the bleachers? Okay.
Come on, guys.
Okay.
It's like this.
Exactly.
And that's what gets my daughter is because my shirt rides up and it'll show my butt or my boobs.
I was going to say
will hang
there's a
out. Or the-
decolletage
or the boobs
situation
will hang out.
happening
So
there.
just because I bought them don't mean I need to show them. You know, I don't want that. Oh, I'm sorry.
My first impression of Penny was that she was a little bit rough around the edges.
I was shocked to see just what few little things that I could work on at home that's going to make me a better person. If this works out, I might even start dressing like a lady.
Rome wasn't built in a day. Neither will Penny's manners.
Lisa, this is a project, right?
Yes, you know, as we saw, I mean, Penny is charming. She's wonderful. But she did have some ruffled feathers that needed some smoothing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we worked on.
Yeah. Did you notice something here? When I went to her, you know, she didn't lean forward and get on her knees when she talked to me. And also, she started out finding something with which to compliment you.
Thank you, Lisa.
But no, that's not the point that you got the comment. The comment is, did you notice that that's what she chose to do?
Because I threatened her earlier, told her if she talked bad about me, I was going to get her. I'm sorry, Dr. Phil.
Look, we all make choices. And don't tell me that you're a zombie. You make a conscious choice to give yourself permission to draw attention to yourself at the expense of your granddaughter. And the next time you do it, I want you to hear me in your head saying, you know what? I'm taking the spotlight off my precious granddaughter right now. Not only am I embarrassing her, but I'm stealing her moment in time so people will look at me. When we were at our kids' games, we weren't even allowed to say their names, right?
That's right.
We couldn't say, go, Jordan, go. We couldn't even say their numbers.
Oh, no, no.
Y'all need
You
to
know,
play
good
ball.
shot, 13. We couldn't say that.
Oh, because your kids wouldn't let you?
No, that's right. They said, look, don't do that. Just let me do what I do, and you can clap like everybody else. You don't need to call out my name or number. And that was when they were in the second grade. All right, he burps. He passes gas and picks his nose. No, he's not a 3-year-old. It's just what he teaches his child. We're going to talk to him next as our etiquette class continues. We'll be right back.
You pass gas in public?
Yes, but I make sure that it's not going to be too loud. I'm a teacher and I usually blame it on my kids.
Now, have you ever had a burp off?
Yes, I have.
Now, do you win them?
No.
Is there ever a gas off, breaking wind?
I would win that. I'm on iron pills, yes.
Do either of you break wind or burp in front of the other?
Yes.
All the time. I say it's better out than in.
Have you ever passed gas in front of him?
No, I don't fart. I don't do that.
I find that appealing, but also disturbing.
Well, we're talking about etiquette, and my guests today have extreme examples of what I think you don't want to do. Now, that was comedian and actor Kirk Fox at world-famous Pink's hot dog stand in Hollywood, talking to people about potty humor and where they draw the line. So, Kirk, was this awkward to talk about?
It's not awkward to talk about, but listen, I think the body's a weapon, and you have to just be careful where you point it when you do things like that.
Yeah. So, do you use yours as a weapon?
If I have to, I will, but I try not to ever go there.
Now, you know you have Miss Manners sitting right next to you, right?
This is like the evolution of what I'm in the middle.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, this is the transition. You're coming out of the fog.
We're just showing it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I want to know what our audience thinks. So everybody grab your Paget gadgets and get ready to vote on this one. Is it ever okay to burp or pass gas in public? Number 1, yes, it's natural. 2, absolutely not, it's disgusting. 3, only if you're a small child. 4, it depends on the location. Restaurant, no. Ball game, sure. Okay, so you can vote. All right, everybody locked in? All right, let's see how you voted. So 17% of you say yes, it's only natural. 35% say no, it's disgusting. Are you kidding me? Only a third of you say no, it's disgusting? And 39% of you say it depends? It depends on where you are. If you're at a ball game, it's okay. Wow, that's interesting. All right, my next guest, Sarah, would say she does not think it's okay. She says her fiancé, Kyle, is disgusting, gross, and just plain embarrassing. Take a look.
Nobody wants to smell you. My fiance Kyle has no manners. You need to go shower for your weekly bath. Kyle picks his nose. He's digging for gold. He'll flick it or he'll eat it.
I feel it's perfectly fine to pick your nose in public. No better time than the present to get it out.
He will pass gas as loud as possible. Kyle, you're so gross. Shut the door.
After I pass gas, I'll tell my daughter to smell it, or I'll fan it towards Sarah.
Kyle, stop. God.
Oh, my finger!
Their 3-year-old daughter, Keely, will come over to you and fart on you. Okay. She'll tell you to smell her butt crack.
Oh, it's stinky.
Kyle encourages all the bad behavior that Keely has learned.
Why don't you go rip one on Mommy?
We were at a family night where all the kids get up and they sing, and Keely stood there the entire time with her fingers shoved up her nose. I was completely embarrassed.
Sarah needs to lighten up. She's a real prude.
Okay, Sarah, you don't like this.
No.
Why not? What bothers you about it?
She's supposed to be a little girl, you know, Mommy's a little princess, and she's farting and going around picking her nose.
Yeah. What's the deal here? You think this is funny, right?
Yeah.
Were you raised by wolves or what? Is this what your parents did?
No, they think it's disgusting.
So where did you pick this up?
Just habits.
Well, why do you put up with it?
I don't know. I have no idea. I yell at him as much as I can, but he's like a third child, basically.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
I'm not the only one that passes gas, though. She's nonstop around the house.
I'm not saying I never do it. I'm saying I don't make it a sport, you know?
Yeah. All right. Now, see, you say it's just humor, right? It's just funny.
Yeah.
But I have a definition of humor, and you can look this up. You can find it. Humor is an act or statement that others find amusing. See, that's what's humorous. That's what's funny. You're a comedian, right? People have to laugh for it to be humorous, right?
Well, you'd like them to.
Yeah, you'd like them to. The job of being a parent has 3 major parts to it. One is your job's to nurture the child, right? You've got to help them grow and feed them and protect them. And then you have to socialize them. And then you teach them skill sets. You know, you teach them how to do different things, dress themselves and talk and all of that. But the socializing part you're working on, right? That's what you're teaching her to do. And here's the problem with that. When she goes to school and does the things that you two are connecting on, you're not going to be around. She's the one that's going to get in trouble. She's the one that's going to get ridiculed. She's the one whose parents are going to say, you're not going to play with that kid. She's like a wild animal. You see what you're doing to her?
Yeah. But, I mean, she knows that it's the fine line between doing it at home.
She's 3!
Yeah.
But she still knows that she's not to do it in school. 23.
And you haven't figured it out? Did I read something here, and tell me if I read this right. You say that he tells her to go tell you to shut up.
Mm-hmm. If we're arguing and he's upset with me...
Go tell Mommy to shut up.
Yeah.
Tell Mommy she's a butthead. Daily, multiple times a day.
No. It'd be once in a while, but then she does the same thing.
If either one of you are telling this child to go tell the other one to shut up, that they're a butthead, that is so inappropriate, I can't even begin to tell you. The child doesn't know that, well, wait a minute, where's the pecking order? Where's the boundary? Where is the respect? Where's the hierarchy in the family? This is very confusing to a child. You need to not do that. It's your job's to socialize her. I mean, do you get that?
Yeah.
Do you all agree with that, what I'm saying? You don't tell your kid to go tell your spouse to shut up.
Right.
Bad news. Do you do that too?
I don't tell her to tell him to shut up. I say, Keely, Daddy's a jerk. But I don't... I don't say, go tell your daddy he's a jerk. She's gonna learn on her own anyways that he is. So, I mean...
Yeah. Y'all need to watch this 10 times when you get home.
Okay.
Okay? All right, next, I want to find out what some of you would do if a total stranger asked you to take your leftover food home at a restaurant. There's a reason I'm asking this question. You're going to meet the reason as soon as we come back. His wife calls him the cheapest man in America. We'll be right back.
Roy and I go out to a restaurant. He'll spy somebody's food at another table that they're not finishing, and he'll go and ask to take that home.
9 out of 10 times, they give me their food.
My husband is a regular dumpster diver.
I'd rather be rude and cheap than polite and poor.
Have you ever been out to eat and had a stranger ask you for your leftover food? Well, if you live in the same town with my next guest, your answer just might be it. Roy calls himself the cheapest man in America, and I don't know that I don't agree. Take a look.
I think that my husband Roy's etiquette is horrible. He's cheap, he's rude, and he embarrasses me an awful lot.
Lisa thinks I have extreme etiquette issues. I think she's a little oversensitive and overreacting.
Roy and I go out to a restaurant, and he'll spy somebody's food at another table that they're not finishing, and he'll go and ask to take that home.
I don't really think it's being rude to ask the people dining at the next table for their leftovers. 9 out of 10 times, they give me their food.
My husband is a regular dumpster diver.
Just one quick peek.
One time, Roy gave me flowers. He thought he was being romantic, and it was a nice gesture until I found a sympathy card, and it said, "Condolences, Beth Ann." At that time, I realized that Roy found these flowers in a dumpster behind a funeral home.
It's the thought that counts.
When I talk to Roy about his behavior or lack of etiquette, I don't think he gets it.
I'd rather be rude and cheap than polite and poor.
Well, are those the only two choices? Are polite people poor?
Not necessarily.
I mean, the stuff you said is, come on.
Well, I don't really feel that it's being rude, taking something out of a dumpster or politely asking people at the next table for their leftovers.
And so you thought so little of her that you gave her some used flowers from a dead guy?
Well, what she said to me was, every woman likes flowers, but not every woman appreciates dead flowers.
But he still brings them.
Yeah. Do you go by the funeral home to look in the dumpster? Where do you find flowers from? Oh, you do? You actually go behind, you go there because you know you're going to score.
To be honest with you, most of the flowers that go to a funeral don't end up going to the gravesite. They get discarded or given to nursing homes, and they're there for the asking.
Yeah, so what did you think? You got some flowers, and you're thinking,
well, I thought
hey,
it was nice that I
okay,
had flowers.
this is doing good. He turned loose of some cash here for me.
Right, until
and then you reach down in there and you pull out, say, sorry, you're dead.
Kinda.
What did you think?
She wasn't happy.
I kind of was like this. I don't know what to think, you know. And then I looked, and then I asked him why there was a condolence card in the flowers he bought me. And then he had to tell me that he didn't really buy them for me.
I messed up, so I fessed up. I told him the truth.
And that he told me where he got them from.
If you're at a restaurant and you're starting to finish up the meal, do you start getting nervous?
Well,
because does he start scanning the room?
I'm more concerned when other people start finishing their meal than when I start finishing.
Oh, I guess that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's when they're leaving.
Yes. That's when he starts eyeing people's plates and stuff and to see if there's anything left over. And if he sees it and he likes it, he asks for it.
Well, what if they sneezed on it and you've got stranger cooties on your food? I don't know. Does that not bother anybody? Okay, I gotta ask Robin. Seriously, what would you do if I got up in a restaurant and walked over to somebody and said, you know, that really looks good. Do you mind if I have the rest of that?
Oh my gosh, I would think you're crazy. There's something wrong with you.
That's what she thinks.
Well, there you go. You and Robin.
I agree with her, yes, 100%.
Yeah, you and I couldn't be more different. They couldn't be more alike. Now, Roy says he hasn't purchased ketchup in over 5 years, and instead, Instead, he fills the bottle with ketchup packets from restaurants. Now, I'm really interested if his efforts are truly worth the gain. We're going to look into this. Research after the break.
My husband, Roy, is the cheapest man in America.
If I go to a fast food place, I just request extra packets of ketchup. I refill my bottle that I have at home. I do the same thing with mustard, mayonnaise, and other condiments. It's not stealing because I'm asking for it.
When he does that, it's very embarrassing.
Well, today, I'm in shock. Roy here says he's known as the cheapest man in America. His wife, Lisa, says, yeah, that's right. Now, is it true that you will go in a grocery store and buy grapes and you will pull the grapes off the vine because you don't want to pay for the vine?
Right, and cherries with the stems. Yep.
It'll weigh less, right? I mean, that's your theory. So you've got grapes here, and these grapes are on the vine. These grapes are pulled off the vine. So this is what you'll do?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I don't want to pay for this. I don't eat it.
Okay. All right, so we did some research on this, and here it is. The average cost of grapes is $2.69 a pound, so that's 17 cents an ounce. So an example of 1 pound, 7 ounces of grapes is 23 ounces. That would cost $3.91. Okay, now the weight of the grape stem is 5/8 of an ounce. The cost of that stem is 11 cents. So you just made 11 cents, right?
Great.
Well, you apparently don't think your time is worth much because to de-stem the grapes, even if you're real fast, would take 2 minutes and 52 seconds. Okay, now in your state, the minimum wage is $8.46 an hour. So if you do the math, it costs you 40 cents to de-stem these grapes. So you can save 11 cents.
It's personally satisfying, and I have the time to do it because I don't work a full-time job.
Well, why don't you if you're so worried about money, get you another job. Okay, ketchup example. If you fill an empty ketchup bottle with free packs, what do you mean you ask for these? You go in and say, what do you say?
If I'm eating at a fast food place or if I happen to pass a diner or something, I'll go in very politely and request some extra packets of ketchup. I'm not stealing them. I do it with a smile.
So
and they're happy to give them
you'll
to
pull
me.
into places you didn't even order food.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll get out and walk in and say, can I have some ketchup?
Yeah.
Well, the average cost of ketchup is $1.39 for 23 ounces. 73 packets, it takes 73 of these. You know that already, don't you?
Okay.
To fill up a ketchup bottle. 9 seconds to open the packet.
I'm afraid you look like you have a little experience on that.
And then neatly.
Have you done this before?
No, but I tell you, I was so broke in college one time, I got some hot water and ketchup and made me some tomato soup.
There you go. I respect that.
Toilet paper. He will sit and separate 2-ply toilet paper so you can use just 1 ply.
Right.
Did I shake your hand? That's 1 ply toilet paper right there.
They sell it and people buy it all the time.
There's something seriously wrong with you.
That's what my wife tells me.
Again, cost of 24 rolls of 2-ply, $11.99, 50 cents a roll for 2-ply. Time to tear it apart. So, conclusion, at $8.46 an hour, it would cost you $6.77 of your time to get down to 1 ply, and then your hand smells real funny. Okay, and then you do it with salt too, right?
I don't use a lot of salt, but anything that's free, condiments,
Anything
if it's
that's
free,
free.
it's for me.
Yeah.
Do you watch him do this at home?
No, I usually leave when he does it. has his own little spot that he sits there and he does the stuff, and I'm not sitting there separating with him.
Well, this is how many it takes to fill this up. Seriously. I'll be damned if he didn't just steal one of my grapes.
I don't steal anything.
Put these in there.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Put these in there.
Ketchup too?
Oh, yeah, ketchup. Ketchup. You got it. And set that up, there you go.
Thank you.
All right, I think Lisa is a good sport to put up with Roy's action. When I heard about the roses he gave her from the funeral home, I had to intervene. I want Lisa to have a fresh,
Absolutely new?
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely new. We'll put them right here for you.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely new. Never been used. Bouquet of flowers.
No bad cards in here?
So I had the folks at Telefloral drop them off this morning. They do a great job. Plus, they want you to have flowers every month for a year. So.
Thank you.
While we're here, I was talking to them because everybody loves to get flowers. So I asked Teleflor to give everybody in the audience a $50 gift card. Wow. So you all get a $50 gift card. All right.
Do I get one too?
Yes, you get one too. And because I don't want Lisa to have to go through the embarrassment of sitting there while Roy asked strangers for their leftovers, California Pizza Kitchen is going to give you $100 so you can go out to eat. No. You don't have to eat.
Thank you.
Everybody loves pizza, right? So I asked him to give everybody in the audience $100. So y'all get a $100 gift certificate to California Pizza Kitchen. I actually go there and get the barbecue chicken salad. Isn't it good? We love it. We love it. All right. Next, we're going to talk to a woman who interviews the most famous people in the world and is always on her best behavior. We'll be right back.
Hi, Dr. Phil. I'm Jacob and I'm 8. I'm Jessica and I'm 7. We don't have a job. And we don't have a lot of money. But we have the best mom. Can you tell us how to make a homemade gift for our mom? Thanks for your help, Dr. Phil. Bye, Dr. Phil. We'll be watching.
Well, that's actually a great question from really cute kids about what gift to give when you don't have money. And look, little kids don't have money, but they get great pride in doing things. And we all do, right? When you actually put yourself into it. If you don't want to go dumpster diving like Roy, you got to have some other idea. Well, I've got somebody here to help me answer this question. She is a really good friend of mine, host of the most watched entertainment news show in the world, Entertainment Tonight, and author of the new book, Secret Ingredients, Step-by-Step Recipes for Creating Meaningful Gifts. Please welcome Nancy O'Dell.
Hey, Dr. O'Dell.
Good to see you.
How are you?
How are you?
Good to see you.
Nancy O'Dell. Have a seat. You know, you live under the spotlight, right? We see you on the red carpet. We see you with the Hollywood stars. Are there any real etiquette gaffes you've either dealt with or had when you were on the red carpet?
Calling somebody by their wrong name is probably not a good thing to do.
Don't you hate that?
Oh, my gosh. Sometimes we play jokes on each other. We'll send somebody in who nobody has any idea who they are. Maybe they're an assistant or something, and sit them down to do an interview with our co-host, just so that they have to, you can see them squirm. That's probably not very good etiquette, but we have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. What are the best gifts that connect people? I mean, seriously, you've written a great book about this. Robin and I have been through it.
Yeah.
What inspired you to do this, and what do you think makes the gift really special?
The most meaningful gifts are ones where you feel like they come from the heart and they really come from a genuine place. And to me, those are things that involve photographs and that involve you're writing something special to somebody. They don't have to be expensive. And so gifts from the heart are gifts that are meaningful.
See, I'm a big one for this continuity of identification. To go back and look at pictures of ourselves when we were in the 2nd grade or 3rd grade, And remember, that's part of us. That's
Yeah,
part
it's
of our
where you
life.
came from.
And the only way you can do that is by taking the time to put all this together.
One of the reasons that I did this whole gift giving and product line with Creative Memories was because I wanted it to be simple and easy for busy people so that they could get these meaningful gifts and it not take a long time to do it.
We're actually going to talk about that in a minute. You may be surprised how creative I can get when it comes to gifts for Robin. I've actually put a little thought into this from time to time, if I do say so myself. We'll be right back. Well, today we're talking about etiquette. Nancy O'Dell, host of Entertainment Tonight and author of Secret Ingredients, is here to help give some memorable gifts. Now, my wife Robin knows some things about this, so she's joining us too, because you're really good at this.
Oh, thank you very much.
You're really good at this.
And I especially love this.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so me.
She fell in love with the book, I'm telling you. And you know why, particularly why? Because we now have 2 grandchildren.
Yes.
And we're going to get to it in a minute, but you have some great ideas for kids in doing this as well. So tell us what some of your suggestions are.
This one is a great gift for like a sister or a relative. It's a recipe book, and this Creative Memories did it very cleverly because you can actually do it like this, and it's got a strap back here that can make an easel. And so you put in here all of your family recipes, had everybody write it in their own handwriting. So this is actually my mom's handwriting of her very famous Betty's Biscuits. And my mom has since passed away, so I was so glad that I had to write out all her famous recipes that my mom did so well. She was my best friend. And this is my daughter making my mom's biscuits. And then I photocopied this and everybody's recipes throughout the family, including my parent-in-laws, and gave them all this book. So again, these are very easy, simple gifts.
Talk about this one. Robin loved this one because of our grandkids, because I think this is great for kids.
I barely got this one out the door because my daughter this morning, as I was taking it, she goes, "Mommy, where are you going with my book that I made for you?" And I said, "I'm going to go show it to a few people." And she literally stood in front of the front door, went, "No," and was blocking the door, didn't want me to go, but she finally let me borrow it because I promised I'd bring it back. But she made this for me. And basically the child is being interviewed. It says here you draw a picture of me and my mom, and I love the fact that she got my long hair, but that we're holding hands in the picture. She's only 4.5.
And I'm not surprised she didn't want to give it up. Avery made a Valentine for you just the other day. She's almost 2.
Oh, it's so cute. And luckily, Erica took pictures of Avery making this Valentine. It was so precious. And so she makes the Valentine. They come over. She puts her on the front porch. I'm kind of looking out, and she hands her the Valentine, and they're kind of hiding with the camera. And so I'm like, oh, this is so exciting. She's delivering my Valentine. I step out. I sit down and go, "What do you have?" And you could tell she was saying to herself, "I have to give it away now. I made this for you, Grandma," but you could see that little tug, like, "Oh, but I want to keep it."
I worked so hard on this.
Cute. Yes. And so it took her a little while, but then she handed it over to me. And of course, I will treasure that for the rest of my life. And I will have this book, and I'm going to write about that experience in this book with a picture.
Well, that's a great thing because you can write the little fun
things. Thank you so
in
much.
there. Absolutely.
Well, you can talk about this, I guess.
Okay. I hope I can talk about it because every time I do, I choke up. I start to cry. This man will never top this gift. Okay, we've been married 35 years. And when we were married 20 years, total surprise, he handed this to me wrapped up on our anniversary. And it's called 20-Year Spin. And of course, I look at it, I open it up, and he has written a poem that reflects every year of our marriage. Every year of our marriage.
And included all the pictures.
He did this. It was a total surprise. He had worked on it for months and months and months. He got our photo albums out. He found pictures that reflected that year, that also reflected that poem. A poem for every year for 20 years. And then, of course, I'm sobbing and I'm crying. I'm looking at these pictures. I cannot believe this man has done this.
It's beautiful.
And
it all rhymes,
it is
literally.
so precious. And beautiful poems. But the last poem he wrote, and I still have a hard time talking about it without choking up. He said, "If life were a garden and I could walk through again, you're the flower I would pick for another 20-year spin."
That's pretty good, right?
Are you kidding me? I've always loved you, and I love you even more now.
You two are such crybabies, I swear.
That's what it's all about. That's some good etiquette. That's some good, meaningful gifts.
Well, we'll talk about this some more when we come back. We'll be right back. Now, before we end the show, I want to take just a minute to kind of talk about something that's behind the scenes that you guys don't get to see a lot. I think in 10 years, we've done like over 8,000 guests here on the show. And these things don't just happen. It takes a lot to put them together. And people behind the scenes do all that. Now, today's show, which was a fun show that just kind of made us think about how we're being polite or not, was produced by Beth Thompson-Greeley. Now, Beth has been with the show for 5 seasons, first as an associate producer, until last year we promoted her to producer when she started the Dr. Phil Housewives series. Now, Beth is 30, she's married, has a beautiful baby son named Paxton, so I want to introduce you to her, but first, take a look at this.
I grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My parents couldn't be more excited about my job. My mom's a total planner and always loves to throw parties, so she's convinced that, I really got my producing skills from her. Before moving to Los Angeles and working for Dr. Phil, I worked for the Travel Channel and did a really fun travel series where I got to go dog mushing in Alaska and join the circus in Atlanta. When I first started at Dr. Phil, I was a senior associate producer for Ed Santos. One of the biggest projects we worked on for several seasons together was the Alexandra story from the Dr. Phil family.
I am not a crackhead, and that's how you're treating me.
I'm not treating you like a crackhead.
I'm done.
And I'm so happy after 5 seasons, she is finally in rehab. I just had my son Paxton a year ago this month. When I found out I was pregnant, I was so excited to share the news with Dr. Phil and Robin, and they were fantastic. They were so excited.
Hey, Beth, congratulations. So you're having a big baby shower.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Our executive producer, Carla Pennington, offered to throw me a really amazing shower at her home, and it was so thoughtful and so generous. I absolutely loved it. Say hello. I bring them in whenever I can, and especially on the weekends, I'll be missing them. Yay! I think one of the most exciting parts about my job is the rush of taping a show. I had a really great associate producer, Jennifer, and she is really in charge of booking the stories. I also have a segment producer, Teen, who's fantastic. She is in charge of putting all the wonderful tape together. And then I have a great production assistant named Anna, who really just keeps the whole team together. On the day that I have a show, I'm able to see everything that I've been working so hard on. That morning that I wake up, it's just an instant rush. I really enjoy working at Dr. Phil for a couple reasons. And one reason is the fact that I really do believe that we make a difference in people's lives.
Well, let me introduce you to Beth Thompson-Greeley. Beth, come on out. Good job, good job.
Thank you.
So you've been here 5 years. It seems like longer.
I know, I feel like it's flown by, honestly, but when I look back and see everything, it's amazing.
But it's a lot. You put in a lot of long hours, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Because I know some of the times you were talking to, like Alexandra, for example, or other guests, because sometimes they get nervous, they get scared. So you're talking to them 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, right?
Oh, yeah.
Was this group fun to work with today?
Oh, they were a blast. This show was really fun to produce, and that's what I love about my job. One day I can come in and help work with someone like, Alexandra, who's dealing with addiction, and then the next day we're talking about burping and passing gas. So it's always different, and it's always changing, and that's why I love it.
So what's it like to be a mom?
It's absolutely amazing, and I just love it. And I have a very understanding husband named Brad, who is a huge help and really helps make sure that I can do my job and also be a mom at the same time.
Yeah. All right. Well, you do a great job. I just want to introduce you to the people.
You.
Beth Thompson-Greeley. All right. Thanks, Beth. I want to thank all of my guests, and I also want to thank actor, comedian, and my good friend Kirk Fox for helping out today. And a special thanks to Nancy O'Dell, author of Secret Ingredients, Step-by-Step Recipes for Creating Meaningful Gifts. And everybody in the audience is going home with a copy. All right? For those of you at home, you can go to drphil.com to win a copy of the book as well. And if you want to buy any of the products from Nancy's scrapbooking line, go to creativememories.com/Nancy. And I also want to thank Paget Gadget Communications for providing Paget Gadgets to our audience today. And thank you so much, Lisa Gachet, for all of your work. We're going to have a link up for you where people can find you on our website, because maybe they have a husband they want to turn in, right?
Absolutely.
All right, great. Thanks for being here. Thanks so much, everybody.
Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Is she superficial?
Very superficial.
She says her hubby's not hot enough for her.
I want the six-pack back.
I get her a six-pack. Six-pack of soda, six-pack of beer.
And he lost 150 pounds.
I have a lot of extra skin.
It was repulsive. What I think about when I see her skin is put some clothes back on.
That tells me that you're not in love with this woman. If he loved you, then he would love you in spite of it. This is going to be a changing day in your life.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
It matters to you. That's what I want to talk about. Are we ready in the booth? Let's do it. Go, Dr. Phil. All right. Brains, beauty, money, or personality? Now, we asked which quality was most important to you in a mate. We asked on my Facebook page, and you picked personality, right? Now, when you got a head like this, that's good news. Now, I'm not sure I believe those statistics. Well, Sandy says her husband had it all. He had money, he had brains, he had swagger, he had a six-pack. But 6 years of marriage and a few kids later, she says it's time for him to lose her baby weight. Take a look.
On a scale of 1 to 10, when I met Otto, he's definitely 10, 11. And myself, it's like a 15, 20. When I was pregnant with our first daughter, I packed on a good 40, 45 pounds, and I was a real cow.
I put on approximately 35 pounds in the past 6 years.
I call Otto fat ass once a day. Even though I've had 2 children, Otto's body looks like he's the one who had the 2 children.
That's a baby in there.
It's almost due.
I'm bikini ready at all times. Bikinis and high heels, that's Sandy. If I were a celebrity, I'd be Pamela Anderson. He's more like a CeeLo, but I'd love it if he looked like David Beckham. I work out about 3 days a week.
You okay?
I'd push my son around with my heels on because to me, that's a very good workout too.
As far as my wife's looks, she gotta stay hot. Same way I married you, the same way I want you. Working hard at my job is very much a priority for me. Working out is not. Hello? Okay, hold on 1 second. Hello? I work from 18 to 23 hours a day. You need 5 cases of flawless? I prefer my pockets fat, and I could take a belly with it.
My husband does get me everything I ask for, whether it's a purse or a dress or a trip. He's really, really good to me, but I'd like him to be hotter, smoking, can't touch me.
We still make love all night, and for a fat man, I don't get winded, I don't run out of breath, and usually it's her that taps out. I would like for Dr. Phil to tell Sandy everybody loves a fat, bald guy.
Now, I just got to say, he looks in pretty good shape to me.
It's the black, it's slimming.
Yeah. How does this affect the way you feel about him?
It doesn't affect the way I feel about him, but it affects the way that I feel we look together. Because when we're out, I want everybody to look at us and go, oh my gosh, why are we not them? I want to be them. That's how I want everybody to look at us. We live in a visual world. People look at us.
You want people to say that when they see you?
Yeah.
Why are we not them?
Yeah. I want them to be
why does that
smoking hot.
matter?
Because it does. It matters to me. In my circle, in my world. In the Sandy circle.
So you want arm candy?
He's got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
No.
Yeah.
You were saying he's got arm candy in you, right?
Yeah.
But you want arm candy in him. You want somebody where people look who she's with.
They do look who he's with, but I want them to look even more.
Yeah,
my wife is Black Barbie. The only thing thin in her world is her in the air. That's the only thing that's thin enough. Nothing else.
Really?
I am.
So is she superficial?
Very superficial.
Really?
Very
I could wear a cape like Supergirl, superficial girl. Ooh.
All right, are you still attracted to him?
100%.
100%.
Yes.
So you don't have a problem with it. It's just what other people see.
No, I still do. I do have a small problem with it. Not that I would ever leave, because I'm never going to leave. But I want the six-pack back. I want to be in sync.
Six-pack of Coke, six-pack of soda, beer, whatever.
Well, all right. You and I wrote down some of the things you said because I thought these were really interesting. You said, I'm afraid in the future people are going to ask, why is she with him?
Yeah.
Because you're just too hot to be with someone like that?
If he continues the way he's going, imagine how much weight he's going to put on. Within, 5 years, he's put on 35 pounds. So another 5 years, another 35 pounds. And I'm always going to look like this. So...
Oh, really?
I am.
How do you know that?
Because I was older when I had my first baby. I was 26, had my first kid, and I know what it takes to get the weight off and to look right. And this is what I like to do. This is me. This is Sandy.
So you call him Fat Daddy?
The kids do, yeah. We call him Fat Daddy.
The kids call me Fat Daddy.
But where did they get that?
Me.
They get it. They get it from you.
Yes.
So what do you think about this?
I think the only thing I need to do is make more money, and I can let my belly go. I don't care about that. I'm in good shape. I can still walk from here to there.
You're not in good shape.
I'm good enough shape.
You're not in good shape.
And nobody else complains.
Are you a good provider?
I'm a very good provider. I think.
She take good care of you?
Yes, very good care of me. Whatever Sandy wants, Sandy gets.
Yeah, my job is to make the money. She just make it look good. That's it.
Yeah, but that's not enough for you. You want to make the money and look good doing it.
Right.
Okay, now Otto says Sandy just thinks everyone is too chubby. Now Sandy's best friend Cherise says Sandy says the meanest things to her about her weight. She picks on you too?
Yes.
What does she say to you?
She calls me Little Debbie.
Little Debbie? From the Little Debbie snacks? Well, you're just pretty proud of the way you turned out, aren't you? She said you should wire your jaw shut so you can't talk or eat.
Why did I say that? Because she calls me and she complains, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. And I'm like, you know what? If you just wire your jaw shut, you can't call me and complain, and you wouldn't eat, and we're both winning.
It's a win-win situation.
So you told her you were talking about having a destination wedding, and she said, not at that weight?
Not at this weight.
What does that mean?
She wanted to get married on the beach. A beach dress requires, slimming. And then afterwards and before, we're going to be on the beach in our bikinis, hanging out, drinking, and partying, and no.
Not at this weight.
Not that.
Yeah.
So you ask, is she superficial?
Yeah. Come on.
No, that's a good shirt. You should get in every color, have them make your bathing suit in it, the wedding juice in it. That's a good shirt because it's like a camouflage. So, but it's under there. It's under there. If I wasn't her friend, I wouldn't tell her that. We've been friends for over 10 years, and when we first started being friends, we were both same size. Yeah, everybody's body is different, but she needs to work a little bit harder.
But I had 3 kids, Dr. Phil.
And I had 2.
But I have 3.
So what are you going to do? How are you going to feel when you start picking up a few wrinkles and things start getting a little closer to the sidewalk? What are you going to do then? You're not going to look the same in 10 years that you do now.
I'm still going to be pretty, and I'm still going to be slim. I'm just going to be an older, pretty, slim woman.
An older, pretty slim woman?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think you're pretty good looking now?
Yeah.
Oh, she's hot. I can't lie. She's hot.
So you think you're pretty hot?
Yes.
Do you have any flaws anywhere?
Oh, yeah.
What
I
are
do.
they?
I have issues. I don't really care for my boobs, but with a good bra. And all my bathing suits are custom made, so they always look great, but...
I like them.
You have no problem.
I have no complaints.
You have no complaints whatsoever. All right, we got to take a break. Otto says his wife is not as perfect as she thinks she is. So we're going to find out what he says her weaknesses are when we come back.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
She showed me backwards, and I went tumbling down the steps.
He says her daily abuse.
Did you punch him in the back of the head?
That day, no, I didn't.
Is making him crazy.
Go, come, leave, don't leave. I hate you, I love you. Oh, my God.
Angry women.
My wife will get upset and charge like she's just an animal.
Scared husbands.
So you want to have sex?
Of course.
Well, it's a little hard to get in the mood if you're scared.
That's tomorrow.
I'm trying to shape our kids and give them good eating patterns. But when they get with Daddy, Daddy's like, you can have whatever you'd like. He takes our daughter to the donut shop every morning.
And do not tell Mommy that I take you to eat donuts.
And because I am, like, worried about our kids' weight, as punishment, I make them do sit-ups. Do 20 sit-ups. Do 15 sit-ups. Keep talking, that's 10 more sit-ups. When they're 17 in those bathing suits, Mom's getting them right. But for now, it feels like punishment.
Now, what is your name?
Sandy.
Okay, because sometimes on tape you refer to yourself as Sandy. I was just curious if you'd, like, gone European on us or something. Did you notice that? I mean, sometimes it's Sandy, sometimes it's Sandy.
Yes, hi, my name is Sandy. And like Sandy.
It's like Target and Target. I'm going to Target. No, I'm going to Target. Sounds better.
Where do you get your clothes?
I like BB, I like Guess, I like Gucci, I like Donna Karan.
She's a label whore.
I'm a label whore.
She's a label whore.
And how about the shoes?
Oh, these are BB. Oh.
Those are BBs?
Yes, BB.
Is that a short for something else, or is that the real name?
No, it's just BB.
I don't know. All right.
Macy's and Nordstrom's. Then all the labels underneath one roof. Boom.
So you got it.
You got it.
You got it. Do they love to dress you?
Whom? No, I
the
dress
stores.
myself.
I mean, do they love to?
I pick out my own things. I don't even like when they come to me and say, "Are you looking for something?" I got it. I know what I'm looking for. I don't need your help. I'll let you know when I'm ready to pay.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll let him know when I'm ready to pay.
Yeah. So he can get his fat ass over and pay for it.
Hey, man, come pay for this.
Yeah.
I don't even call him honey. I call him money. Money, I'm ready. And he's like on the cell phone. I'm like, money, come here. He's coming.
Yeah. So she doesn't call you fat ass when it's time to pay.
Oh, no. I'm the best thing in the world. Hey, honey. But then she calls me fat ass when we're leaving the store.
Yeah.
Hey, fat ass, get the door.
Well, you know, I want to know what the audience thought. So I asked today's audience how much weight their spouse could gain before it became a problem in their relationship. Now, a third of you said no amount would keep you from seeing your spouse's inner beauty. So it just didn't matter. Another quarter of the audience would complain if their partner gained 25 pounds. So that's like almost half of you would have a problem if they gained 25 pounds. Really?
See?
But yet 90% of people say personality. That doesn't seem to add up, does it?
No.
Do you like the way you look?
I love the way. Come on, man. Look, I'll make this suit look good. Come on, man. This suit looks good, right? I like it. I need to lose no weight. Yeah. I'm getting older. I'm not a young man. I got to look like a grown, mature man.
Yeah. So you want a little beef.
Yeah, a little beef. I got 2 daughters. I got to protect them. Who's going to respect some little skinny guy running up? Hey, leave my daughters alone.
So what are you going to do if he doesn't decide to go on this Sandy program?
Keep calling him a fat ass.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm not going on the program.
He's not.
You're not going to do it?
No, we signed up before for a gym membership, and we had personal training, and he never came, and I ended up using all his sessions because he could never make it.
Yeah, I made it. And I made it out the gym.
Yeah.
Made it in and out.
Do you play any sports? Do you like sports?
No, you know what? I'm a workaholic. Just like I work. I barely get time to do anything like that. Most of my free time is spent with my wife and my kids, so.
Yeah. You do want to take care of your health, right?
Yes.
I mean, seriously, because you do have kids, so forget about Sandy wanting you to be good arm candy. Wanting you to be good arm candy for her, you want to have longevity in your life. And for every 10 pounds you put on, you do shave years off your life. If you could drop 10 or 20 pounds and you could be around for your girls, say, an extra 5 or 10 years, that would be worth it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be worth it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to show you some stats on that. You'll be interested to see that it might make a difference. But not because of what she's saying. Just think about it. All right, now next, he thought his girlfriend was hot until she got undressed. Now their relationship is in limbo. Now, we're going to talk to them when we come back.
I never have connected with somebody as well as I have with Donna, but I'm not attracted to her body. The excess skin is repulsive.
It makes me feel less of a person.
What I think about when I see her skin is put some clothes back on.
Now, this was Dawn before she lost 150 pounds. Then she met the man she says she hopes to marry. Paul said sparks flew until he saw her in a bathing suit. 2 years later, Paul says he loves Dawn, but is not in love with her, and here's why he says that.
I got the gastric bypass surgery, and I lost 155 pounds. I feel better at 40 than I ever felt at 25.
I never have connected with somebody as well as I have with Dawn, emotionally, spiritually, but I'm not attracted to her body.
Since my surgery, I have a lot of excess skin on my arms, on my stomach, on my thighs.
When I saw the excess skin, I was just flabbergasted. Wow. It was repulsive, and it was like seeing a young, healthy woman in an 80-year-old body.
I do not notice the excess skin when I'm dressed because I hide it pretty well.
Dawn's skin looks like a giant pork rind wrapped around her stomach. I did want to have sex with her, but what I think about when I see her skin is put some clothes back on.
Paul said that it was gross and he could not have sex with me. It just devastated me. It makes me feel less of a person.
It is difficult to get turned on by somebody who looks like that. You want to look away. You don't want to look at it.
He actually started dating another girl. It made me feel inferior, and it just broke my heart.
I've not been exclusive with Dawn. Physical attraction is very important to me. I wish Dawn had a body like Jennifer Aniston.
It bothers me very much that Paul does not want to have sex with me.
Dawn and I have talked about marriage in the past, but if she didn't have the surgery to remove that excess skin, I feel like I'd be settling if I married her.
The girls that Paul has dated in the past have not made him happy, and I feel that I can make him happy.
I do feel like I could get a better looking woman. I don't want a perfect 10, I just want somebody who's normal.
Well, they say they have a plan to rid Dawn's body of the excess skin. The problem is putting the plan into action because Paul says he's struggling with the idea of going all in on this relationship.
The plastic surgeries that I want to get are pretty radical. I want to get a complete body lift.
The surgery will cost over $16,000, and so she needs help financing the surgery. It's a big risk to front somebody $15,000 to $20,000. The pressure's on me now. As soon as I swipe that card and sign that away, it's a full court press. It's emotionally stressful, it's financially stressful, it's a gamble, and it's pulling the trigger on that when you're not in love. You know, everything's on the line here.
Paul has two fears when it comes to my plastic surgeries. One, that it won't work. The scarring will be too bad. Or two, it'll work too good, and then I'll look too hot, and I'll want to leave him for somebody else.
There's a chance that she could have the surgery, get really hot, and move on to something bigger and better.
Okay. So, tell me how you think your position and your attitude affects her.
I do think it offends her how I feel and hurts her feelings, but I also know that she understands that I'm not the first guy that has been down this road with her.
Uh-huh. So, what do you think about this?
I'm frustrated, and it sucks, plain and simple, because he is my best friend, and I've never connected with anybody more than him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not the only person that's told me this, and I was just hoping that when we had such a good connection that the physical we could work through it.
I mean, what you could say is you're worth shooting the dice for 15, 20 grand.
And we've discussed that, though, and we have a plan, we have a budget worked out, and
You're just
He's
not
afraid.
He's not worth the risk.
I guess, yeah, reward's not worth the risk because he feels like he's going to get screwed over.
Because basically he was going to front the money, but then you were going to pay for it, right?
Right.
So it isn't even really your money. She was going to actually pay for it herself.
Right.
You were just going to front the money.
Right.
I mean, 15 to 20,000 to sign off on just like that is something that I just don't rush into.
Yeah, I got that. No, that's a significant amount of money, right?
We're not married.
All right, if Dawn goes through with the surgeries, will that be enough for Paul to marry her? Now, my thoughts on this when we come back.
Paul does keep his ex-girlfriends in his life because he's afraid to let go of possibilities. He does date hot party girls because he wants to have fun and go out and party. I wish Paul would grow up.
I'm still at the point where I want to be with attractive women, and I find Dawn physically unattractive.
Let me ask you something. If right now just somebody could wave a magic wand, and they can't and won't, and I don't have one, so that's not it. But if this was all gone from her, would you be pursuing her to marry her?
Yeah, I would be going. We'd be definitely having a romantic connection, and there's a lot of things that I love about Dawn. And I know looks aren't everything, but without that physical attraction, how can you get the romance going?
I mean, I get it. I do. I hate looking at it, too. I mean, how can I expect somebody to be physically attracted to me when I can't even stand looking in the mirror?
Okay, listen, I understand that you want to improve your body image. What I can't understand is why it's okay with you to be with somebody that tells you in every way he knows how you are not good enough, and furthermore, you're not worth the gamble to get good enough. That says two things to me. Number one, it tells me that your self-esteem is really compromised.
Right.
That you're willing to take that from somebody, and it tells me that you're not in love with this woman. Because if you were in love with her, then you would be part of the solution, not part of the problem. You would be saying, I love you, and I will do whatever it takes for both of us to get comfortable in this situation and scenario.
And you're right, my self-esteem is somewhat low because I've had multiple guys before him tell me the same thing and the same issue. And so it's like, why lose my best friends when if I go out there and whoever I date, they're going to have the same problem?
Okay, you may want to fix this for you.
I do.
But let me, and if you do, I understand that. There are right reasons and wrong reasons to have plastic surgery.
True.
This is a right reason. I mean, you have had a major body reconfiguration. It's left you with excess tissue that you don't need.
Exactly.
And you don't want. But here's your problem. And I've seen this happen so many times when women, usually it's a woman, get something like this done, and then somebody says, okay, now that you've lost the weight, now that you've had the surgery, now that you've made these changes, now I lust after you. And at that point, your body image is going to be improved. Mm-hmm. Your self-image is probably going to be improved. Mm-hmm. And you are at real risk of looking at him and saying, well, you know what? I wasn't good enough for you before, so you ain't good enough for me now. I'm just telling you, I've seen this happen an awful lot.
If we weren't best friends and if we didn't have the connection that we do have, I think it would be easier to leave. And I've never connected with somebody so much that it's so important to me to keep him in my life. But I want to do it for me. I want to do it because I want to be sexy for whoever I'm with, if it's Paul or not Paul. I want to look sexy for me, and then that way my partner's happy, and I know that I've done everything I can to make him happy.
Best friends don't hurt best friends.
But if I didn't feel this way about myself, if I felt okay with what I look like, and he was telling me I wasn't perfect, then I could see that being a problem. but I'm not happy with it. So
But are you happy with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like your personality?
I'm intelligent. I have my master's degree. I went to school and worked hard. I have a great job. I'm a giving person. I take care of people. I love everything about me. The one thing the one thing that's holding me back with having what I want out of life is the skin. That is an ugly, disgusting reminder of the past that I don't want to see anymore. I'm tired of it. And every time I look in the mirror, I know from here up, I love what I see and I know I'm a good person. But I'm tired of being reminded of that fat girl that I used to be. I don't want to remember that I was 300 pounds because I'm happy with being 145 pounds. And I'm never going to go back there. But I don't want to look at it anymore. It's like these tumors on my body that nobody will help me get rid of because I don't have $16,000. And now I'm going to lose the love of my life because of it. Because of some stupid skin.
If your love of your life would withhold himself from you and would not commit to you, not even gamble on you over some stupid skin, as you call it, why would you settle for that? And that's just what you say, right? That's who you are. You're saying, that's how I feel. You're just being honest. And I'm glad you're being honest, but I think your truth, the truth about which you are being honest, it should be offensive to you.
It is.
It should be offensive to you.
If we're not able to get romantic, I'm not able to let it flow, you know? We're just still in the friend zone with each other. And
I mean, but we do get flirty and we do hug and, you know, we have a great time. But we just don't cross that line to intimacy because
it's part of it's respect.
I mean,
respect for her,
exactly.
and not leading her down that road and using her.
I don't think people think that's respect for her. I think it's that you think it's gross, so you don't want to do it.
Well, I'm respecting the fact that you don't have sex before marriage.
So you're married to these other girls you're having sex with?
No, I'm saying.
Well, you said it. I'm just asking. Yeah. You said I respect that you just don't have sex before marriage, but you say you're sleeping with these other girls?
I'm not saying that I'm sleeping with these other girls. I might have romantic dates with these other girls, but who says that I'm actually sleeping with any of these girls?
Are you?
I'm not. Is that so wrong these days to...
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, so you're having romantic dates with these other girls that you're not willing to do with her. What are you doing with them that you're not willing to do with her?
Well, I'm not saying that I've never had sex before outside of marriage. I've never been married before. But with Dawn, I want to do it right. And especially with what I'm dealing with and what we're looking at here in regards to the excess skin, it's hard for me to get romantic.
Right back. You made a decision. You're not interested in doing this with her. You're not interested in taking the $15,000 or $20,000 gamble on her?
Well, not at this point where we're not married, we don't live together.
But see, that's just it. We're not married and we don't live together, so he won't take the gamble. But then we can't get married and live together until we get it fixed. So it's like in a catch-22. So what do I do?
And you know, I'm in a dilemma about this, frankly, because, you know, I can help you get this done. And I want to do that. I want to help you get this done. But I feel like by doing that, I'm feeding into the toxic nature of this relationship.
Really? But why is it toxic in the fact that he's being honest with me? I mean, well, all these other guys have said the exact same thing.
And they haven't been willing to stick around for even a,
it's toxic
a little
because
bit.
if he loved you, then he would love you through it. He would say, look, I love you, and you are good enough for me, and we can work together to do this for both of us, but that's not what he's saying.
But I think he loves me as his best friend, but he doesn't love me as the woman he wants to marry right now. But when it comes down to it, if a man is not attracted to his wife, he's going to be looking at other women. He's going to be looking at other things.
All right. Should I help her do this? Or is it, is it unhealthy to do this? I mean, what do you think? You know, I really have a dilemma. I'm just being honest. Because I think, I'm being honest because I think you are being very superficial. And maybe she's not the one for you and maybe you don't love her. And if so, you should just say that. But I think you're being, I think this falls below the standard of what I know with 35 years of experience. This falls below the standard. If he really loved you and he was really committed to you, then this wouldn't matter. This would be something that went on the to-do list.
I agree.
And if I felt that you were saying, I'm going to do this for me, whether he's here or whether he's not, then I would feel very differently about it. But I think you're doing it to please him.
Oh, no.
No,
Absolutely not. If Paul were not in my life, I still want, like I said, I want to get this done for me because I hate wearing a swimsuit. I hate going shopping. I mean, my clothes pinch me. I get rashes. I feel like when I look in the mirror, you know what I feel like? I feel like a little candle's object that's been sitting too close to the fire and is just melting. And it's disfigured. And it's disgusting. And how can I go on with life with this stuff hanging on me that just is an ugly reminder of being 300 pounds. I mean, seriously. I'm to the point where if I can't get this taken care of, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't know what I'm going to do because I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life, but I know that men aren't going to accept me, and I'm not doing it for the men. I'm not. A lot of people think I am, but I'm not. When I weighed 300 pounds, I was not attractive. I felt like a big blob. Look at that. I felt like a big blob, and I worked hard. I worked hard to lose 150 pounds. I worked hard. I almost died twice.
All right, I'm going to think about this. I'm going to think about this. I really am. I have a real problem with this dynamic. Let me think about this, okay? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to talk to the next couple that are here, and I'm going to be thinking about this. So right back.
Sal is 50, but he looks 60. Sal thinks he's gorgeous.
I've never had a problem with the ladies.
My only problem with Sal is that I am not physically attracted to him.
Before we meet my next guest, take a look at these pictures. Tell me how old you think she is. 35. Just shout it out. All right, okay. I hear a lot of you saying 35. Now take a look at this guy. Tell me how old you think he is. Okay, all right. I hear most of you saying 60-ish. All right, well, this is Cynthia, and her actual age is 45. This is her boyfriend, Sal, and he's 50. Well, Cynthia's been dating Sal for about a year, and she says she absolutely loves this man, but she is embarrassed by his looks on the outside. Take a look.
I love Sal. I love the way Sal makes me feel. Like I'm the only woman on this planet. My only problem with Sal is that I am not physically attracted to him. Sal is 50, but he looks 60. Sal thinks he's gorgeous.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give myself a 10. I've never had a problem with the ladies.
He has no sense of style. No, he's still stuck in the 70s. Looks ridiculous. He wears sloppy clothes.
I'm a mechanic, so when I come home, I take a shower and I put jeans back on. Okay, how about that one?
That's from 1987.
I feel like I can dress up with the best of them.
Sal's idea of dressing up is coming out of the bedroom in a pair of boots and polyester pants with a t-shirt on. I can't even take it seriously. What am I supposed to do? That's not funny to me. That makes me mad. I haven't told my 3 children about Sal because I'm embarrassed about how he looks. You're gonna be like, Mom, for real?
You get this, don't you? Sandy, you get this. In Sandy's world, you get this. You two could hang.
Probably, yeah. You know, I get my hair done, I get my nails done, I get my toes done. I do all kinds of things to be attractive for him. Plus, because that's the way I live my life. But
if he worked at it, would it matter?
I think so, yeah. And I say things all the time, but he's like, what's wrong with the way I look?
Because I will say this. I will say this to you and to you both. I do think things that you can work on, things that you can do to please your partner, I think that's healthy. I think it's okay.
Right.
I mean, if you make an effort.
Yeah, I'm not asking him to get plastic surgery or anything. He's got a belly. I don't care about his belly. I shake it. I don't care. It's the hair and the, you know, the clothes. Oh, God, the clothes. The clothes.
All right, well...
I'm so afraid of what he's coming out in.
Okay, so they've been dating for 8 months. And so I said, okay, I do think it's reasonable to work on yourself and present yourself as best you can. Now, her big concern is that he looks much older than she does. So we spruced him up a little bit in terms of his hair and in terms of his wardrobe. So, Sal, come on out.
You want a little diagnose?
Okay. Now, first off, how do you think he looks?
He looks completely different. I don't know what I like.
Yeah, I think so.
It's going to take a little time to get used to, but yeah, he looks completely...
Well, the hair's different. The mustache is gone. You dress sharp. I mean, you look good.
Wow.
I mean, it's not like I got a man crush on you, but you look good.
I like myself, too, when I looked in the mirror.
Did you? Did you like the way you look?
Oh, yeah.
Because, see, I think if to the extent that we can be sensitive to our partners, I think it's a good thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you made an effort. Here, do you respect the effort?
Absolutely.
How do you think he looks?
He looks wonderful.
You think he looks, better?
Yes, he looks better.
So, and tell me what you think about your look. When you looked in the mirror, what'd you think?
Oh, I thought I was hot. No, the difference, it made a big difference. I mean, just getting rid of the mustache and a little bit of the gray.
Yeah.
Made a big difference.
Yeah. So would you be embarrassed to go out with him now?
No.
You embarrassed to sit here with him?
Absolutely not.
Are you pleased?
I am very pleased.
So you're happy with this? See,
yes.
It's easy. It takes so little effort sometimes to please your partner. So that's what we want to do. Okay. We're going to move on. When we come back, I'm going to tell Don what I think. The question is, do I think it's reasonable and healthy to help her get this body makeover, or is that just playing into a really bad dynamic that's going to lead her to getting hurt in the future? Decision time when we come back. Well, we've been talking today about just simply sometimes people think their partner's just not hot enough. So the question, and I'm seldom without an opinion, you know, not always right, but never in doubt, as they say. So the question is it healthy for me to do this for you, or is it just simply playing into what I think is an unhealthy relationship dynamic? So my question is, do I arrange to have this surgery done for you, or do I not? And I'm curious what you think. If you think that I should not do it because it just plays into the bad aspect of this relationship, stand up. Okay, a lot of people say no. If you think no, you should do it, stand up. Okay. Well, I decided before I took the vote, I did, but I am going to do this. And we contacted Dr. Craig Hobar. He's a plastic surgeon in Don's hometown. He's been in practice for 20 years, and when he heard about Don's dilemma, he generously stepped up to partner with us in getting this done for you. And you have to pass a psych evaluation, which I have every confidence that you will. Then he's going to be performing the surgeries, because it's multiple, that we talked about. And we're going to follow you through this process. And then I want you to come back here with Dr. Hobar. You and Dr. Hobar come back here after all of this is done, if you and he decide that it's medically sound for you to do this. So I am going to make this available to you.
Thank you so
and
much.
My primary reason, and I have concerns, because I think this is not a good dynamic here. I don't think there's a great future here. And I simply didn't think that I should penalize you because of him. Okay? And if you had come here by yourself without him, and I heard everything that you had to say and the reasoning behind it, then I would have wanted to do what I could to help you. So I'm kind of doing this in spite of your relationship, because I don't think it's healthy. And a lot of people here think you're going to wind up kicking him to the curb when this is over. Maybe not. But we're going to follow you along with this, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here so long.